from it. I had the treatment at QC Kinetics.
They're all natural regenerative treatments to use the restorative biologics from Stephanie's body. As the healing properties went to work, Stephanie realized something one day.
I was like, wow, I don't feel any pain. I have no problem going up and down stairs. I have no problem going down mountains. Snowboarding felt good again.
If you see Stephanie on a mountain, give her a thumbs up. That is, if you can catch her.
And now I can totally keep up with my friends in their 30s, and I'm 55.
Don't even think about giving up. Lots of life to live here. Call now for a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
Every now and then you find a deal where you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. That's Straight Talk Wireless on Verizon's 5G network. Find it exclusively at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
DenverSports.com, where Denver fans go for information, opinions, and to stream the fan. That's DenverSports.com.
And really good job by our guys, just figuring out a way to make enough shots and sticking with the defense.
Especially being a road team for us to come out.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Music history.
I've now baptized you in the glory of Led Zeppelin.
Brutal honesty.
Today's just been a bad day for you, Mike. I don't know how else to put it.
And some questionable taste.
I do not heat up leftovers.
Oh, my
I only eat
God.
leftovers cold.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to it on a rainy Tuesday morning. Good chunk of the whole city getting rained on. Been getting rained on for a while. And let's just say with the weather we've had, probably not a lot of us, a lot of you, with a whole lot of reps when it comes to driving in this weather. So do be careful wherever you may be going. We were thinking
it's not that hard. It's just wet.
Well, yeah, but
I'm just saying.
When conditions get wet and snowy, some people lose their minds.
There's no snow. It's just wet.
Some people.
Chaos.
Yes, that's exactly right, Sean. It can get a little chaotic on the road. So.
All right. Well, be careful.
Do be careful.
But don't be an idiot.
Don't be an idiot. Don't be an SUV cowboy. None of that kind of stuff. That is the voice of one Mark Schlereth. We were thinking Brandon Stokley would be back today, but travel snafus for him.
Yes.
Coming back from the East Coast necessitates him having to miss another day. So
you're 100% right, Evans.
I am 100% right about that. We missed Stoke, but boy, this is the trip that will never end.
Yeah, we need to put a note out. Johnny. Throw this down on my list. The promo that runs, I wish I had Mark's schedule. I wish I had Stink's schedule. Right. He works whenever he wants to. I think that needs to get pulled. And I was looking forward to, I don't know if it's looking forward to, but just the awkwardness of Stoke was going to come in late today and me sitting in the chair and him having to go to the kids' table, the end of the Millennial Falcon over there. That was going to be awkward. It's going to be very awkward.
I'll take that L.
Yeah, so.
You ready to take up squatter rights?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm going to be here,
filling in for him,
and then he comes in late. Because he was tired.
He was tired.
Yeah, he got in late, and he was going to be tired. But he didn't even get in.
He's like, sorry, guys, my flight's been delayed. I'm not going to get in until about 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, yeah. So
yeah.
Stank used to do that all the time.
Right. All the time. Coming back from a game, and the next thing you know, flight's delayed, this, that, and the other happens. You roll in at 2 o'clock in the morning, you roll right into the studio.
Exactly.
Brandon Stokley.
Don't tell me about the pain. Show me the baby.
Right. I mean, that's exactly right. But, Stoke needs a beauty rest.
He does need his beauty rest. Hey, we want to welcome in day number 2, our new affiliate, 102.9 KARS in Fort Collins, to our fan family. So another way for you to listen up there in northern Colorado. We've already had a lot of great, loyal Fort Collins listeners, over the years, we thank you and welcoming any new ones that are joining us again on 102.9 KARS. So we got a busy day to get to. The Avs and Wild Game 2 coming up tonight. Don't know if Avs Alley is going to be open for this one.
Oh, a little wet?
Might not be.
Yeah,
although,
bring your
hey,
umbrella.
listen, hey,
Avs are hardy people.
I would hope that the Avs would still make it available because I know Avs fans, I know Denver sports fans to be a hardy bunch, and those that don't have tickets to the game, I would think would still love to get together, communal with other Avs fans and brave the elements and watch some puck.
Yeah. Go down there, range at Slickers.
Slickers.
Isn't that what you guys called them on the East Coast back in the day? Slickers?
Slickers.
Slickers.
Slickers with our green boots.
Where did Slickers? Where did Slickers come from?
I got no idea.
I don't either.
Like a lot of stuff back there.
Raincoat. We just call it a raincoat.
I know.
Or a rain jacket.
Well, I told
not
you.
A slicker.
I told you last week. If you're lazy, you're jaking it, and you never heard that before.
No. That's like the what was it, the Gordon's fish guy or
yes,
whatever?
That's
with
exactly
the,
what
with
it
the
is.
yellow slicker and the hat on.
That's right. It's like Georgie and It. Still get the chills on that one. You've never seen It?
No.
Oh,
It.
Yeah, the freakish clown, the scary clown.
Oh, really?
Stephen King movie. Georgie. They all float down. They all float down here, Georgie. They all float. Scott Wedgwood. Start looking at the keys to tonight's game. Scott Wedgwood, any sense you have that he needs to come up with a better game to hold on to his starting spot moving forward? Is it that precarious?
I don't know that it's that precarious, but he's definitely got to play better. I mean, like if you have another game where you let in some goals that should be stopped, yeah, this goes on everybody. Right now, I think Wedgwood's on notice. But the whole defense was on notice in game one. And so if the defense plays better and you have a suspect game, then I think after tonight you would go on notice. But I certainly don't expect that. I certainly think that the time off, the layoff, all that stuff had to do with the way they played, the lack of connectivity on the defensive end of the ice, all that, the way they weren't tied together. Bedsy talked about it. I think all those things play a factor into the decision. I think after that first series against the Kings where the guy was really, really good between the pipes, I think the bottom line is that buys you some grace, that buys you some time. So we'll see, but I think they're going to have he'll have a little bit of a longer leash than maybe when we first walked into the series. If this would have happened game 2 of the Kings series, it'd have been different. But no, I think you've got a little bit of grace here.
As fans, how are we feeling about game 2 tonight? Let us know. Ramoslaw.com text line 303-713-1043 and also on our Denver Sports YouTube channel. Subscribe and get involved there. It's presented by Schomp Honda. Up next, the NBA playoffs roll on without the Nuggets. Did you, Nugget fan, watch any of the Spurs-Minnesota game? Too painful? But if you did, how'd you feel about watching the T-Wolves steal Game 1 in San Antonio? That, plus, does Christian Brown have a valid excuse for his terrible performance in the Wolves series? That's next.
Colorado takes Game 1 with authority. The Avalanche put up 9 goals and outpaced the Wild 9-6, setting the tone early in the series. Colorado's offense stayed aggressive all night, answering every Minnesota push and controlling the pace when it mattered. It's one game, but it's an important start. The Avalanche grabbed the opener and headed to Game 2 with a lead in hand. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, Denver's playoff headquarters.
Well, just because tax deadline day has passed doesn't mean the IRS goes on summer vacation. I wish. They're still reminding, even threatening people who are behind on their taxes. If this is you, I urge you to reach out to Todd Whalen and Advanced Tax Solutions. He's been passionately helping people fix their IRS problems for 30 years now. For Todd and Advanced Tax Solutions, defending his clients is a year-round job. And if you're facing tax levies, tax debt, back taxes, payroll issues, and the IRS is threatening you with fines, wage garnishment, even going to jail. Get Todd Whalen and Advanced Tax Solutions on your side. If you think you have a handle on your tax problem but could use a little help, Advanced Tax Solutions regularly hosts free online workshops. To sign up, go to advancedtaxsolutions.com. Dealing with the IRS, it can be stressful, intimidating. Don't take this fight on by yourself. Advanced Tax Solutions has saved their clients thousands and thousands of dollars, sometimes well into six figures. Get back into the system. Call 303-753-6040 and at advancedtaxsolutions.com.
Join us at Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, our biggest trade event of the year, May 14th through the 16th. Trade in your RV and get the highest value guaranteed. Then upgrade for less with new RVs starting as low as $94 a month. Plus, take 25% off select maintenance services. Save up to 40% on camp-ready must-haves. And enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Red, White, and New Trade event at your local Camping World, May 14th through the 16th. We'll see you there.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Join us at Camping World's Red, White, and New Trade event, our biggest trade event of the year, May 14th through the 16th. Trade in your RV and get the highest value guaranteed. Then upgrade for less with new RVs starting as low as $94 a month. Plus, take 25% off select maintenance services. Save up to 40% on camp-ready must-haves. And enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Red, White, and New Trade event at your local Camping World, May 14th through the 16th. We'll see you there.
Cecil Lammy here from my friends at SodaDietNutrition.com. Now, 5 years ago, I lost 60 pounds because of soda, and I'm never going back. I've never gained the weight back. I never will, because SodaDietNutrition.com, they taught me how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. It's simply magnificent. I want you to call them up, 866-800-SODA, where you can join Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Soda weight loss is now SodaDietNutrition.com, and you've got to have these guys on your side, because the weight loss journey, it can be tough. There can be struggles. Having a real nutritionist there available via text to help you out with any sort of questions, concerns, sometimes it's just straight up encouragement. It's SodaDietNutrition.com, and there's no mystery pills, mystery injections, any mystery chemicals you're putting in your body. You're doing it the right way. Learn how. Join the program. SodaDietNutrition.com, 866-800-SODA, because SOTA is, say it with me, state of the art.
I'm Rob Wilhite. For almost 50 years, Colorado has trusted the Wilhite Law Firm after serious car accidents. With over $1 billion recovered, we know how to win for our community. Injured? Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com. That's WilhiteWins.com.
Non-stop rodeo action at Cheyenne Frontier Days. Every ride and every run counts. It's sudden death. Move on or ride off into the sunset. Cheyenne Frontier Days, the wildest ride in the West.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today. Call 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice, this is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. Go Able.
Bring Able to the table.
Stream Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Self-appointed nicknames.
Obviously, I am the hockey guy at this station.
Grammar lessons.
High five, Fama Jamma.
And Oscar-worthy impressions.
My version was, get off my plane. Okay. Yours was, get off my plane.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, good Tuesday morning to you as the rain falls. Brandon Stokley off another day. And for a lot of you who are wondering, is it snowing in Castle Rock? Is it now even the rain that keeps him from being able to come down Mount Crumpet? No, that's not the case. He just is still stuck in where he has been the last few days.
Allegedly stuck.
He said his flight was canceled. I said, what happened? Spirit Airlines couldn't get you on another flight?
Yeah. Well, anyhow, we'll see. I mean, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Why? But I don't remember anything going on across the country that would have gotten everything canceled. Was there storms anywhere that I'm unaware of? Where's Bianchi?
Well, Bianchi got it right last night about the moving the Rockies game up.
Does he know anything about the Eastern Seaboard?
Yeah, we won't put his complete business out there on the
street. I know he's on the Eastern Seaboard.
That's somewhere along that coast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, some Nuggets news to pass along. Christian Brown telling Bennett Durando, who covers the Nuggets for the Denver Post, quote, Durando in a tweet, Christian Brown hurt his left calf early in the Nuggets-Wolves series. Between that and his ankle, he struggled to get off the ground in the playoffs. Still, he knows the reality of his new contract. Quote, expectations are higher, and I need to be better. All right. Is that a now valid excuse for what we saw from Christian Brown in the playoffs, which was awful?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday we heard from a podcast from MPJ about how terrible his shoulder was, and he was the scapegoat. Listen, man, this is so NBA. I would tell you this. Hey, sorry, did you play? Did you play hurt? Well, if you played hurt, then you got to play well. That's part of that's just part of the process. Maybe that's not part of the NBA process, but that's part of the process. It should be part of the process. And then, okay, listen, man, I understand it's hard. Guys get hurt. I would say this about the Nuggets. What is up with all the hamstrings, the calf injuries, all the lower body, all the leg injuries that are strains?
Is there an electric substation powering the roller coaster at Illich's that's just wreaking havoc over there?
Exactly. Are you guys practicing at the San Francisco 49ers facility?
Doesn't happen in the Avs. Although the Nuggets practice at Ball Arena. They spend more time there.
Oh, they have practice at the Family Fun Center or something, right?
Yeah, in between laser tag. Beep, 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 beep.
That is still so, the hockey facilities are interesting to me. All over America. You ever go to the different...
some are, beautiful, state-of-the-art, and then others are just,
I've been to
beer hockey league.
Right.
Ranks.
I've been to several of them that are, a combination of family ice, and there's all kinds of kids, and they get sweat, and then, and then the professional hockey team, like the LA Kings.
Hey, everyone's going to have to be off the ice in 15 minutes. The defending Stanley Cup champions are getting ready to take the ice.
Right. It's just weird to me. Like you're in a you're practicing in a fishbowl. It's just in a public skating rink.
So last year in the playoffs, Christian Brown averaged 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and that kickstarted him into this 5-year, $125 million contract that's going to start next season. His numbers this year in that Minnesota series, 8 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 1.5 assists. So in many cases, almost a reduction in half across the board for his playoff performances. And it wasn't just the numbers; it was the eye test.
Yeah, he didn't look right.
He didn't want the ball. I mean, I can still see that one frame in my mind where he cuts into the lane, gets a nice pass, and instead of going up with a shot, okay, maybe you're not explosive, but throw up a flip shot, a run, or whatever. Instead, he didn't even look to the basket. As soon as he got the ball, he turned and immediately looked to kick it back out.
So many times he was open outside in the corner, and they got him the ball, and he's just like, nope, don't want to take a shot.
Right.
So I don't know
if he's hurt, like to your point, okay, if you're hurt enough, don't be out there. But if you are, we expect a certain level of performance. And if he was hurt that badly, why was Julian Straw there rotting on the bench?
Right.
You know, he could have easily come in and give you maybe a boost that Brown couldn't.
Again, but that comes back to coaching. That comes back to managing your ball club. I know one thing. I don't think Anthony Edwards feels good coming back from that knee injury, and he was able to hoist up 18. He didn't look afraid to shoot the 3-pointer last night.
How weird was that? It's always kind of weird, isn't it, when your team gets eliminated, especially in a way that you didn't think was going to happen, and then just a couple days later you see him out there playing a different opponent, and they beat the Spurs.
Yeah.
They beat the Spurs, and this was why Stoke and I went back and forth on this all second half of the season. Part of the reason why I wanted the Nuggets to get up into that 3rd seed was because I wanted the Spurs in round 2, not Oklahoma City.
Right.
Because despite what the Spurs did during the regular season, there is still something to the idea you got to learn those hard playoff lessons that you don't really learn until you experience them. And, San Antonio clearly learned a hard playoff lesson. Round 2 is a lot different than round 1.
Yeah,
and
well, I mean,
T-Wolves stole one.
Yeah, it's one game, but you're right. They stole one. And, we'll see exactly how it pans out and how they adjust. Wemby with a triple-double, but only 11 points in that triple-double, 15 rebounds, 12 blocks. How about that?
He had like 6 blocks early in the second quarter. It's nuts.
How about 12 blocks on a triple-double?
I swear, every time, and that guy's bringing the ball up the court. He's driving, but every single time he goes into the paint, I'm just expecting him to land in his legs to literally snap in half. Just snap in half.
I'm telling you what,
that's a lot of leg right there.
Yeah. If we did happen to trade Joker for Wemby, I'd get him out to Bozarth Chevrolet out there and just be my human windsock.
Make a little extra cash on the side.
Bringing people in, Yeah, just making cash. I don't know what would it cost to get Wemby to stand there and just be my own human windsock. We'd have an event, hot dogs, maybe, music, hot dogs, raffle of some kind.
Extreme wind advisory today, but Wemby's still going to be on hand.
Yeah, Wemby's still. We're just going to nail his size 22s into the ground and then put his feet in there, and he's just going to be blowing all over the place.
So the T-Wolves win. All right, well. Okay, be that as it may, we move on. They're there, we're not, and we see what the Nuggets do this offseason and hopefully come back and be better off for it. Mike Kliss, our 9 News Bronco insider, is going to join us at 6:45. He's going to tell us what is fact, what is fiction when it comes to what's going on with Bo Nix and that ankle of his. But coming up next in our bottom of the hour playoff update, Gabe Landeskog is up for a prestigious NHL award. Nobody knows injuries better than Mark. What impresses him the most about Gabe's comeback. That is next.
The Avalanche, the Wild. Round 2. This is where the real battle begins. Score! Every game gets bigger. Every hit gets harder. Every moment matters more. Our guys are in the locker room. Our shows are locked in on every matchup, every adjustment, and every shift in momentum. On your morning commute, on your lunch break, on your drive home. Our shows have you covered from puck drop to final buzzer and everything in between. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, Denver's playoff headquarters.
Bluebird Windows and Doors has been reliably providing the highest quality windows with the best warranties in the industry for 20 years now. They're a local company success story built the right way with repeat customers and positive word of mouth. Good chance if your home was built in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, your windows are garbage, low grade, lowest bidder, windows that are underperforming and costing you valuable money. Highly recommend Bluebird's Sunrise collection, the highest quality replacement window that's taken the industry by storm. Get this top-of-the-line window through May. Buy 3 windows, get 1 free. Mention my name, get an additional 5% off. Go to gobluebirdsco.com.
While medicine's greatest advancements look like the latest sci-fi, one of our most powerful tools is far more simple, more human. It's a calling to connect with purpose by treating people, not just patients. With innovations that amplify healing and lead to more personalized care, guided by the belief we all hold the power to heal. At Common Spirit Health, clinical excellence lives here. Human kindness lives here. Learn more at mountain.commonspirit.org.
Dan Jacobs with the tale of 2 cousins. They were both in the same accident. One cousin said she didn't need a lawyer. And when the insurance company offered her $3,000 and said they would pay all of her medical bills, that cousin was very upset because she cashed that check. And when the medical bills kept coming in, the insurance company was long gone. The other cousin called 303-LAW 4040. She was offered $30,000. And when we said no way, the judge used scare tactics trying to get her to accept the lowball offer. That's where a lot of lawyers will try and get their clients to cave in, but not us. We said that's fine. We'll tell her story to a jury. Before we could even get up and walk out of the room, that case settled for $1.1 million. That cousin was very happy. The insurance companies work for their shareholders. At 303-LAW 4040, we work for you. You don't have to feel guilty about asking for what's fair. We hope you never need us, but accidents do happen, so go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303-LAW 4040.
Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. It's no secret, the price of HVAC equipment is going to increase this summer. May is one of the best times of the year to buy a new HVAC system. Be ready for a hot, hot summer and get the best prices of the season. Finance a new HVAC system for $200 a month or get 0% interest only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later on your timeline. No showings, no double moves. Plus, Orchard handles all home repairs for you, attracting buyers. Buy before you sell and get top dollar with Orchard. Visit Orchard.com for your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Usually when something sounds way too good to be true, it is. Imagine someone says you can cut your mobile bill in half. Sounds like a fantasy, but with Xfinity Mobile, it's the real deal because when you have Xfinity Internet, you can cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. That's a lot of streaming, sharing, scrolling, and whatever else you can do with your phone. All for half price and none of the commitment. That means you'll save big over Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. Now all you have to do is think about how you'll spend all that extra money. Call 1-800-XFINITY, go to XfinityMobile.com, or visit a local Xfinity store to switch today. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Savings compared to one line of Xfinity Mobile selected to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
What is it, boy? Someone need help? Someone in trouble? Oh,
Okay, so you just want me to get Progressive Auto Insurance because their collision coverage covers up to $1,000 in vet bills if you're injured in an accident? That's it? Okay, calm down. Let's not resort to name calling.
Progressive's collision coverage helps pay for care for your pet when they're in the car during an accident.
No, you're right. Sorry, I shouldn't have said calm down.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage included with purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
When production shifts, your workforce has to keep up. Express Employment Professionals is your best resource for hiring. Find your local team at expresspros.com and hire differently.
Listener appreciation.
Our RamosLaw.com texters always answer the bell.
Mentorship.
You can't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
Yeah. And words of wisdom.
Don't let my confidence offend your insecurity.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
No Stoke again this morning. And I love our 6 a.m. listeners. Kind of a hanging curveball in this one. This was pretty easy. But the moment I mentioned that he couldn't make it in today, Mark is here, because of travel snafu, getting back from where he's been the last several days, immediately the Spirit Airlines jokes just started flowing in on the RamosLaw.com text line and on our Denver Sports YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
Well played.
Mm-hmm.
Way to seize the moment.
Yeah.
Way to recognize the easy laugh. All well done.
Yeah.
And somebody also mentioned, Mark, it's time to take down the soundbite of Stokes saying, you let your teammates down.
Yeah.
He has now joined the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, the other one was, I wish I had Mark. When I grow up, I want Mark's schedule. I want his schedule. I mean, he just works whenever he wants.
I caught grief for the summer of Evans last year.
Right.
This is the spring of Stokley.
Spring of Stokley.
This is the spring of Stokley.
Bringing the rain.
It's going to be the year of Trout.
He's bringing the rain.
He is bringing, well, if he's bringing the rain back with him, thank you. We definitely can use it. It is raining out there, but here's something that'll be a ray of sunshine. And I know that many Avalanche fans have been upset and frustrated by the lack of attention when it comes to some of the big awards that the NHL hands out. Nathan McKinnon not nominated for the Ted Lindsay Award, which is voted on by the NHL Players Association. So it's an award handed out by your peers. McKinnon wasn't even a finalist.
Yeah. Old Ted Lindsay.
You got Jared Bednar not be one of the finalists for the fill-in-the-blank award for coach. Do you know what that one is?
The Coach Award.
Yeah, do you know what that is?
Yeah, the old coacher.
That would be the Jack Adams Award.
Jack Adams, of course.
And then you had Wedgie not nominated for the
Vezina.
There you go. So, but here's one
all right,
that is not only obvious, but it is a slam dunk. And to say I would be shocked if he doesn't win it would be an understatement.
Yeah.
Gabe Landeskog is a finalist for the Masterton Memorial Trophy.
Masterton.
So Mark couldn't wait to share that news with me yesterday, and I was very happy to hear it. But he's like, hey, Gabe's up for the Comeback Player of the Year award. I'm like, Mark. Sweet, naive Mark. This is the NHL.
Right.
Every other sport has a Comeback Player of the Year award. This is the NHL. They've been around for a century.
Mm-hmm.
They're much more aristocratic.
Uh-huh.
Okay? The Masterton Award best exemplifies the qualities of perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to ice hockey. I mean,
what?
Please.
What's the difference?
Comeback. Well, it is the Comeback Player of the Year, but please. It's
yeah.
dressed up in hockey terms.
Hell Masterson.
So we all know Gabe's story, but you were all over it during the course of the time he was out, correctly predicting what would happen. But you were fortunately wrong when you thought, I just don't see him coming back from this.
Mm-hmm.
As somebody who spent his entire career battling injuries, what stands out to you about and impresses you the most about Gabe's comeback?
One, the amount of time he was gone, and for him to be able to come back from an injury that was, let's face it, this is something that this surgery has been done for a long time. It just is the next step, or the evolution of the surgery, where they actually grow the cartilage in a petri dish, and then they inject the cartilage cell. However it's done, it was never done that way before, or successfully done that way before. And so I just was very skeptical, based upon having multiple articular cartilage resurfacing surgeries, the old style of doing it. I'm just very skeptical that he was going to be able to come back and play at any, with any consistency and any, explosiveness, and then to be able to go out every couple of nights and lace him up and go out there and play. I had my doubts that was ever going to be part of his story, and especially when it took him 2.5, 3 years, whatever it was, to get back on the ice and to come out here and play the way he has played, and not really have that knee keep him from ice time is incredible. Obviously, he missed some time with some injuries, and his puck to the nuts.
Mm-hmm. Not related to the knee.
No. If I got a puck it might hit in the knees. Is my age, because that's there's a lot of lengthening. But for Gabe, no. That would not have affected both the nut and the knee.
At first, I was like, damn, you're pretty proud of yourself. And then it dawned on me, that's not the part that's dangling.
Yeah, no.
At first, I thought, wow.
No, that part.
Snot you.
That part does not, gravity does not affect that part.
The other part.
Yeah, it's the other part.
The undercarriage.
At a certain age, it's why you wear high top socks when you get to a certain age, so you can tuck them down there.
Oh.
But that's shot to the yarbles.
You're great. You make a great point. Like, he hasn't had any setbacks.
Mm-mm.
Ever since he came back, no setbacks.
No,
it's not like, hey, he's out for knee maintenance, or hey, he's had a little bit of swelling. No biggie, just need to let it calm down. I mean, nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing really. And then I think ultimately you probably ought to take a victory lap. I mean, this is, he gets nominated for this award. He's certainly going to win the award. There's nobody else in hockey that's deserving of this award over Gabe.
No way.
No. And so your inspiration, it was in the documentary, your voice goading him on.
Massive underachieving disappointment.
I do recommend, especially with him playing so well and the Avs in the playoffs and him up for this award, if you haven't seen it, or maybe it bears watching it again, go watch the documentary of his comeback. It is impressive. You cannot help but come away with an unbelievable amount of respect for just what that journey was like. Not only the physical part of it, but more so, really, just the mental part of it, and just the unknown and the fear and the anxiety and the all that time for you to live in your own head,
right?
When you're rehabbing, right? You're out there, you're working, you're sweating, but so it's that time when you just have too much time to think.
Well, it's not only that with that particular injury. It's, you feel decent one day. I always said that injury is one step forward, 3 steps back.
Yeah.
You feel decent. You're like, okay, we can ramp up our rehab and take it up a notch. And you take it up a notch, and then the knee's swollen, and for 3 days you're limping around. And there comes that time where you're in your own head going, I'm not going to be able to make it back. This is not good. so it doesn't respond the same way a ligament would or a strained muscle would. Like, this is your bone, and I don't know. It just is. It's amazing what he's been able to do, and I, for one, am not gonna besmirch his name like some people would. I was just
who would do that?
Yeah, I was just like, hey man,
Foolishness.
the stuff that he has gone through, anything we get from him is going to be bonus. Is kind of where I was. The whole time.
Sure.
But then
You weren't alone. You weren't
No.
alone. A lot of people felt the same way.
So much so you lost your Twitter.
Coming up next, well, hopefully Bo Nix's journey back to full health will not be nearly the same as Gabe Landeskog's. Mike Kliss will join us, our 9 News Bronco insider, to tell us what's fact or fiction when it comes to Bo's current ankle status and moving forward. That's next.
If only my ankle could be reborn.
Colorado takes game 1 with authority. The Avalanche put up 9 goals and outpaced the Wild 9-6, setting the tone early in the series. Colorado's offense stayed aggressive all night, answering every Minnesota push and controlling the pace when it mattered. It's one game, but it's an important start. The Avalanche grabbed the opener and headed to game 2 with a lead in hand. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here. Are you considering GLP-1 injections for weight loss? Before you start, ask yourself this. Are you prepared to spend $3,000 to $5,000 per year and stay on the medication long-term to maintain the results? Many prescription weight loss injections require weekly shots, and when the medication is stopped, weight regain is common. And here's something most people don't realize. Research shows a significant portion of weight loss can come from muscle, which may slow your metabolism and make keeping weight off even harder. At Colorado Fat Loss, they take a different approach. Their doctor-developed program helps men and women lose 20 to 40 pounds in just 60 days safely and naturally. No injections, no synthetic hormones, no long-term dependence. Instead, they use real food to reset your metabolism, control hunger and cravings naturally, and help your body burn fat, not muscle. Right now, you can schedule a free phone consultation to see if the program is right for you. Go to coloradofatloss.com. That's coloradofatloss.com.
Results may vary.
I'm Corey Rose, anchor at 9 News and proud mama who enjoys taking my kids mountain biking at Winter Park. I love preparing you for the day ahead with the latest headlines. Whether it's tackling safety in our kids' schools or covering breaking news, from Aurora to Lakewood and everywhere in between, we've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to Colorado's #1 streaming newscast. Make the move to 9 News Mornings. Live starting at 4:30 anywhere you watch.
Cecil Lammy here from my friends at windownation.com. I know that May's weather is pretty nice, but you don't have to wait until the heat hits in May and beyond to try and avoid high energy bills. You need to upgrade your home's windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale. Imagine replacing all your windows. You get new energy efficient ones from windownation.com and you get half of them for free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down. Schedule your fast free consultation now at windownation.com.
I'm Rob Wilhite. For almost 50 years, Colorado has trusted the Wilhite Law Firm after serious car accidents. With over $1 billion recovered, we know how to win for our community. Injured? Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com. That's WilhiteWins.com.
At some point, you stop calling it pain and start calling it just how I am now. And that's not okay. And deep down, you know it. I'd love to lead you back to the normal you, the one who is active and carefree. So let's get started now with an introduction to the medical team at QC Kinetics and their long-lasting regenerative treatments for joint pain. They're helping patients with pain from arthritis or injury in their knees, shoulder, hips, and lower back. And now they're moving, sleeping, golfing, running without surgery or long recoveries. The science is real. The treatments are natural. Your body already knows how to heal. QC Kinetics finally gives it the right tools. No operating room, no hardware, no watching summer come and go from a recliner. And now's the time, because the longer inflammation sits, the more damage it does. So this isn't a I'll get around to it situation. Right now is the right time, and the first step doesn't cost you a thing. QC Kinetics, better starts here. Schedule your free consultation by calling 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986 with locations in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and the Springs. It is QC Kinetics.
Hello?
Hey sis, got a sec?
Yeah, what's up?
Take a look at the picture I just sent you. I'm walking into Hellsburg and want to get Mom something special for Mother's Day.
Yeah, she's done so much for us this year. Let's see. diamond pendant. Oh, she'd love this.
Great. I'll get this, which means you're in charge of flowers.
Okay, deal.
This Mother's Day, save up to 50% on timeless gifts for mom. Shop at a store near you or at Hellsberg.com.
Ready to be a driving force for your community? The Cherry Creek School District is seeking great people who care about kids to join its dedicated team of bus drivers. No CDL? No problem. Take advantage of paid training with benefits in a supportive and fun work environment. Starting pay at $24.39 an hour with excellent benefits. Feel good about what you do by helping provide safe, reliable transportation for Colorado kids. Apply now at cherrycreekschools.org.
This is the sound of Jack, buzz cutting his way to a small fortune. To Jack, every time he cuts his own hair, that's $50 right in his pocket. If Jack sees DIY buzz cuts as a saving strategy, Wells Fargo is right behind him. And with their mobile app, tracking his savings is easy. Oh, ouch. However you make money work, we can work with that.
Mobile carriers' message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
8 seconds. Man versus beast. Every second counts. The PRCA's Extreme Bulls Tour explodes into the legendary arena for 2 nights only, July 20th and 21st. Tickets on sale now at CFDrodeo.com.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
Mother's Day is coming, and you gotta show love to the mothers in your life. You know you gotta take care of mom. Plus, my wife just became a first-time mom. So yeah, Mother's Day matters, and you gotta get it right. That's why I'm sending flowers from the Books Company. Right now, get 25% off with code Canty. Books flowers are cut fresh, so you get bigger, brighter blooms that last way longer. And it's easy. Pick the bouquet, the delivery date, and you're done. Mother's Day is May 10th, so don't wait. Go to Books.com, use code Canty to get 25% off. That's BOUQS.com.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth.
All right, let's jump right into it. Got a lot of ground to cover with our 9 News Bronco insider, Mike Kliss, who joins us now on this rainy Tuesday morning. Mike, good morning, and help us out. What is fact? What is overblown fiction when it comes to Bo Nix's ankle?
Well, it's not overblown. You know, when you have a second surgery, as someone put it to me, you know, it's not 0 surgeries, it's 2 surgeries. So there's concern, you know, there is concern there. As far as, you know, how it happened, the way it was described to me is he was, you know, nothing happened pain-wise, nothing happened discomfort-wise, which is hard to kind of put your brain around. But he was far enough in his recovery. They had this follow-up exam. You know, I don't know what they did in the cleanup. They decided to go ahead and clean up and take care of everything. You know, the first time, the major surgery, they had to fix a broken bone, a bone that broke clean through, from what I understand. And there's residuals that happen often with ankle surgeries. Whether it's removing, whether it's removing hardware, whether it's shaving down or removing loose bodies or bone spurs or anything like that. These are not uncommon things. And so from what I understand, this was something that rather than have this type of stuff develop and bother them throughout the year with, the little irritant in there, go ahead and take care of it now and have them be clean for the start of training camp. So that's what I've been told. And, we'll ask more questions of Sean Payton when we talk to him at the rookie mini camp on Saturday, but that's what I've been told.
So timetable for Bo Nix. So, what is the timetable to be back to full strength? And obviously, what does he look like for the next couple of weeks? And kind of what's the protocol that to the best of your knowledge?
Yeah, it's strength and conditioning right now, and so he can, from what I understand, he can do that. I'm not sure how much he can run. We all saw the posting on page 9. I don't know if that was. It's hard to believe that it was, he was running last Friday, because that would have been less than 2 weeks. That would have been like 10 days after the cleanup surgery. So I think, when do you run on something like this? You start running about 4 weeks out, something like that. And as far as the OTAs, from what I understand, he won't take many, if at all, reps at OTAs. We'll see. I do think he's one of those young Colt type of players where you got to hold him back and see what the Broncos do there. If he starts feeling good, he'd probably want to get out there for a few reps. But I do understand he'll be full go by training camp. So it's one of those things we'll fret and talk about till he actually gets out there and starts maneuvering. I think he'll be fine by day one of training camp. And then the question becomes, with all the surgeries he's had on his ankles, how strength are they, holding up, for 5, 6, 7 years?
Mike Kliss, our 9 News Bronco insider, joining us. Quick pivot. The Broncos are $19 million under the cap still. They have 4 pending unrestricted free agents after next season: Riley Moss, Brandon Jones, Marvin Mims, Jaquan McMillan. If you had to predict which one gets a new contract this offseason, who would it be?
Well, Mims would have to be the priority there. He's the All-Pro and the Pro Bowler as a returner, and like a number 3. You hate to put a number 3 receiver on him because he's kind of number 1 on the deep ball. He's not a route tree guy, but he's number 1 on the deep ball for him. So he would definitely be number 1. Jaquan has Jahdae Barron behind him, so that would be a tough one. Brandon Jones is I think he'd have to play into this season and see how he does. And then who was the fourth?
Riley
one
Moss.
Said?
Riley Moss.
Yeah, that's a good one. I would think you would try to get Riley Moss done. He's played well enough. I mean, you're not going to make him the highest paid cornerback in the world, but kind of like Jonathan Cooper got a deal done as a 7th round pick, outside linebacker. You would want to make Riley Moss. I think you'd want to keep him around.
Yeah, Riley Moss makes a lot of sense to me. It just is interesting, the depth they have. Any other moves, any other players they may target as free agents with, as Mike said, $19 million under the cap? Is there anybody out there that they're still kind of snooping around on?
Yeah, I mean, for right now, I think what they do, and this is what they did last year with J.K. Dobbins, they signed him in mid-June, right before the start of the mandatory minicamp, and he didn't participate in the minicamp, I don't believe. But you take a look at your team in OTAs in the first 2 weeks. You take a look at some rookies that might be able to help you, some rookies that you think need more time, and then you make a determination. Do they, they're going to look at Jonah Ellis at inside linebacker. You're giving more reps to Q Robinson. Do they need, should they go get another edge rusher? To kind of help out with the rotation. They'll make those determinations after they look at the first couple of weeks. After that June 1st, the June 1st means something. I never remember what. But you start adding maybe a veteran player or two, for depth purposes. After you watch these guys for a couple weeks.
Yeah, June 1st. After June 1st, usually that's a big cut down date for some veterans, so that teams can spread out the salary cap.
Cap, yeah.
So we shall
Something
see.
to do with salary cap.
Yeah, it's it always comes back to the cap. Mike, thank you very much. You have a great day. Stay dry.
See you guys.
All right, Mike Liss, our 9 News Bronco insider. Up next for the Avs tonight, why history repeating itself would be a very good thing. That's next.
The Avalanche, the Wild. Round 2. This is where the real battle begins. Score! Every game gets bigger. Every hit gets harder. Every moment matters more. Our guys are in the locker room. Our shows are locked in on every matchup, every adjustment, and every shift in momentum. On your morning commute, on your lunch break, on your drive home. Our shows have you covered from puck drop to final buzzer and everything in between. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. And if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more. Getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
There's a lot of uncertainty in the world right now. Rising energy prices, fragile supply chains, even threats of food shortages. It's no surprise that millions of American families are starting to take preparedness seriously. That's why My Patriot Supply created Family Preparedness Starter Packs. 1 full week of food for everyone in your family. Plus water filtration, cooking tools, and backup power. All for as little as $100 per person. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com to get prepared today. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Hey, it's Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors, your siding, windows, decking, and roofing specialist. During the month of May, 5280 Exteriors are offering you $1,000 off a new project. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Got any markdowns on brakes?
We mark Duralast brake pads down to free.
Free Duralast brake pads?
When you buy 2 rotors.
Can I get Duralast Gold pads for free?
With 2 Duralast Gold rotors, and there's a lifetime warranty on brake pads.
That's a huge markdown for so many miles.
Save on brakes and more during Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com. or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain. Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at SpineOne.com.
Tune in Tuesday afternoons for Injury Insights with Zach Bai and Dr. Joseph Ramos to hear the latest injury news on your local teams and around the world of sports. Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
Chris Canty here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that your fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app and share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required, not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Here it comes. Surprise! There's an avocado shortage! Now half your food truck menu is costing more than it's making you! Also, you're out of napkins!
Those aren't cheap! Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 13% on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, an ice cream truck stole your parking spot! Looks like you're in a turf war!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Waking up drained? Mattress Firm sleep experts will help you find the right bed for deeper rest at the Memorial Day sale. Mattress Firm. They make sleep easy.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Able Builders. It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth.
Denver Sports 102.3 The Fan presents Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth.
Good tune. Mm-hmm. Yes, Subdivision. Rush. Subdivision. They're back out on tour.
Speaking of,
new drummer.
Canadian bands.
Yes.
Better band, Rush or Loverboy? Both Canadian.
You wash your mouth out with soap.
Dude.
Please.
Everybody's working for the weekend.
Yeah, but Rush is the greatest Canadian band ever.
Greatest Canadian band ever.
Name one better.
Well, I just named Loverboy.
Keep trying.
Mike Reno, although he did use a stunt ass for that one photograph for the album cover.
Yeah, name one better. I'll even let you use an individual artist. Bryan Adams, or if you want, but no, nobody better than
there's got to be.
There's nobody.
There's got to be.
No. All right, I'll open it up to the RamosLaw.com text line. How about that? 303-713-1043. Also, our Denver Sports YouTube channel, presented by Champ Honda. As we kick things in on this Tuesday morning, welcoming in our new affiliate, 102.9 KARS in Fort Collins, to our fan family. Welcome. No Stoke this morning. Stoke was anticipating being back, but that darn Spirit Airlines shutting down. He got marooned on the East Coast, so his his return has been delayed a day.
Wow, wait a minute. The Guess Who Canadian band.
Not bigger.
No, I know. Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Not bigger.
But still good. Steppenwolf.
Okay, you trying to get me to know really?
Steppenwolf.
There you go.
Triumph.
Not bad. All great. But
Arcade Fire.
Okay, now you're reaching. Avs, Wild.
April Wine.
No. Avs, Wild. Game 2 coming up tonight. Nathan McKinnon. What are you expecting?
Oh, my gosh,
bad.
you didn't plug it
That's
in.
my bad.
Oh, my
My
gosh.
bad. Hold on.
Chaos.
He is going to regret that
you
one.
I
know.
You're
Joseph
all
did a
over the
great
place.
job getting this all set up.
I know.
I let him down. Here he is, Nate.
They're a good team. There's two teams playing out there, right? So it's not easy to defend those guys, and it's going to be a big challenge. It's only going to get harder, and whether it's rest or not, we'll see. We need to clean it up, obviously, but it wasn't all bad for sure.
Defenseman Brett Kulak does not want to see a repeat of Game 1.
Yeah, it was pretty special, that's for sure. It was a very, very unique game, the way pucks were going in the net, and you feel bad for Wedge, too, because there's lots of stuff we probably could have done a lot better to help him out and help keep pucks out of the net. But, yeah, like I said, I think you just got to laugh about it a little bit now. We're able to anyways, that we came out on the right side of it, so we're happy with that, but certainly not a recipe to win through the playoffs and win the Stanley Cup.
Stink, I'm looking for a repeat of history here. I'm looking for history to repeat itself. The Avs had 9 goals the other night. That set a franchise record for highest scoring playoff game in Avalanche franchise history. The previous high had been an 8-goal explosion against Edmonton in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals on the way to winning the Cup a few years ago. Well, after that 8-6 game a couple years ago, that turned out to be a one-off, and in the next game, the Avalanche tightened it up defensively. They won 4-0. They only gave up 24 shots on goal. Pavel Francouz was very good between the pipes. They got goals from, boy, it's amazing how time moves on, but not a whole lot changes. They got goals from Nathan McKinnon, Arturi Lehkonen, Josh Manson. Love to get Josh back in the lineup. Some guy named Mikko Rantanen. But yeah, I'm hoping that history repeats itself. And everybody who came away from Game 1 like, oh, boy, this is going to be awesome. Every game's going to be fire wagon hockey. I would expect a market correction tonight.
I love just hearing Nathan McKinnon's voice. Like, you can kind of laugh about it, but we're not really laughing about it because we probably got our ass chewed a little bit for the sloppiness of that game and the lack of defensive connectivity, both with our defenders and our forwards, and, not really bailing each other out and putting a lot of pressure on our goaltender and all those things. Like, you always, from a coaching standpoint, it's hard to coach your guys up if that would have been a 6-1 victory or a 7-1 victory, like one of those. That it's hard to coach yourself up off of stuff like that sometimes. But coming away with a 9-6 victory, you can breathe a sigh of relief that you won the first game in the series. At the same time, you can put all that film out there and you go, guys, we will not win. Our goal, we only have one goal here as an organization. We're the best team in hockey. We have one goal. That's to win a Stanley Cup. Everything else is a disappointment. And if you play that way, you're not going to win a Stanley Cup. You're not going to win playing with this lack of structure and this lack of attention to detail and this lack of defense. And, you're going to put our goalie in harm's way and all this. So there's teaching moments in a game like this where oftentimes when you win, there's not a lot of teaching moments. This is one of those where you have some teaching moments and you have some coachable moments. And then I think the guys, like McKinnon said, you breathe a sigh of relief, but at the same time, hey, man, we've got to be a lot better.
I guess I don't – I apologize for being naive then. I guess I don't understand why winning that way is such a bad thing. Like, we had this conversation during the Broncos season that, when you win a game 10-7 over the Raiders on a Thursday night, it feels so much worse than if you win 33-30 over somebody. There's just something about the idea that you win a football game, it's a 3-point game, but you win it with a lot of offense and your quarterback looks good.
Right.
That's the kind of win everybody feels good about. But if you only win 10-7, your defense played lights out, but for some reason, you're not as enthusiastic about it. So why does there seem to be so much harping on, you just can't play that way? Why not focus on the fact your offense looked amazing?
Right.
You were buzzing. You were creating chances. Your top guys were just shooting home sniper-type goals. Why can't that be the lead instead of, can't play that way if you want to win a cup?
Yeah, because a couple of things. They tighten their defense up and their goaltender is hot, and you're going to lose. I think you look at it, you look at the totality of the game, right? And when you look at the way the Avalanche have won, and this is really interesting because the Avalanche, obviously, they have more points than anybody else in hockey, and they had the wins and they had all those, but when you look at them defensive metric-wise, they were number one in the league in every defensive metric, essentially. And that's how you got those victories. That's how you became, that's how you became the number one team in hockey. And so those are the principles they've coached and they've preached. You're just not gonna score 9 goals a game. It's just the odds of that happening are 0.
Yeah, but they were also the highest scoring team in the NHL too.
Right.
So
yeah,
why not
fixate
on that?
Because defense is complementary hockey, just like complementary football. When you create a bunch of turnovers and things in football, you're going to score a lot of points.
Let me guess. You're going to tell me defense wins championships?
No. I will never say that. It's like the running game, Mike.
You got to establish the running game.
It's like the running game.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about attacking downhill in the running game?
Attack downhill, Mike.
You do have to. That I do know. Thank you, Sean. Coming up next, I'm going to tell you why the Rockies' 14-22 record is actually a lot better than it looks. That's next.
Colorado takes Game 1 with authority. The Avalanche put up 9 goals and outpaced the Wild 9-6, setting the tone early in the series. Colorado's offense stayed aggressive all night, answering every Minnesota push and controlling the pace when it mattered. It's one game, but it's an important start. The Avalanche grabbed the opener and headed to Game 2 with a lead in hand. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, Denver's playoff headquarters.
I hear what you do, all these so-called solutions to stopping your hair loss. You've probably tried some of them without much success. There is a way to get your hair back, same way I did, and that's with Advanced Hair Restoration. They do a quick and easy one-day hair loss solution that's completely all natural, using your own hair, put exactly where you want it. Your own hair starts regrowing the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow. No magic, no gimmicks, just real science, the latest technology, and legendary Dr. Tanya Pauls and her all-star team. It was Dr. Pauls who did my hair 20 years ago, and you could not be in better hands. Back then, I had basically accepted my receding hairline was there to stay and would only get worse. I was skeptical about whether this would work, but I agreed to do it. And man, am I glad I did. My hair came back in, continues to grow 2 decades later. For a limited time, get a free consultation, 250 free hair grafts, $250 off. Just call 720-459-HAIR and at advancehair.com. That's advancehair.com.
How about 60 seconds that'll make you actually feel good for a change? Hey, Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. You've heard me talk about the best free meal in Denver. And I had some listeners that had heard me talk about how I used to love to make brisket, but with outrageous beef prices, we just couldn't afford to do it anymore. We can't afford to feed that many people. Well, a guy, Barbecue Bob, showed up to one of our first and third Thursdays with a couple $1,000s of brisket so he could just help people. We're going to make free brisket here coming up in the next couple months for our best free meal in Denver. And then another guy, Fred, who runs the Ace Hardwares over on Gartrell Road and Arapahoe Crossing. He said, from now on, all your fuel you need for that barbecue is on me. And another guy, Bobby Hancock from IHOP. He fed our volunteers and gave thousands of dollars worth of gift certificates to our people that take advantage of the best free meal in Denver. If you want to help, you can. Just spread the word. It's the best free meal in Denver every first and third Thursday, 4 to 6 p.m. It's at Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road. And if you have any questions, just call us at 303 Law 4040.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KRS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Growing a business is hard enough. Figuring out where to advertise shouldn't be a thing that holds you back. Your customers are listening to this station. Heck, you are. They're streaming Denver's biggest games on their TVs. They're tuned into the podcasts everyone's talking about. We help you show up in all three with one plan, one team, and results you can actually see. We've helped businesses like yours grow for years. Let us show you how. Visit DenverSports.com and click Advertise with Us.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here. Are you considering GLP-1 injections for weight loss? Before you start, ask yourself this. Are you prepared to spend $3,000 to $5,000 per year and stay on the medication long-term to maintain the results? Many prescription weight loss injections require weekly shots, and when the medication is stopped, weight regain is common. And here's something most people don't realize. Research shows a significant portion of weight loss can come from muscle, which may slow your metabolism and make keeping weight off even harder. At Colorado Fat Loss, they take a different approach. Their doctor-developed program helps men and women lose 20 to 40 pounds in just 60 days safely and naturally. No injections, no synthetic hormones, no long-term dependence. Instead, they use real food to reset your metabolism, control hunger and cravings naturally, and help your body burn fat, not muscle. Right now, you can schedule a free phone consultation to see if the program is right for you. Go to coloradofatloss.com. That's coloradofatloss.com.
Results may vary.
Stream Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Subtle intimidation.
Had to give Ty the look.
You did. I was
gave
wondering.
Ty a little bit of a like.
I was wondering what you were doing.
There's a little quizzical look.
Skilled debating.
You didn't think I was going to flip it on your head like this. See how I
you're
did
coming
that?
back at me. I
Right.
like this.
You
This is
regret
good.
this now.
And plenty of pet peeves.
Put your phone in your pocket and you never go back and get it.
It is a source of so much frustration for Mark. It drives him crazy.
It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
He's going the distance. He's going for speed. She's all alone.
The Spring of Stoke, the Stokley Spring continues. Supposed to be back today, but his travel plans got disrupted coming back from the East Coast, so he's AWOL another day.
Do you think he's trying to get back, like, today, like on the first flight out, or do you think he's like, wait, guys, let's just play one more day of golf?
I was kind of wondering about that.
And then we'll go tonight again. And then, you never know.
What are the odds of it happening again?
Yeah, it can't happen. What? Spirit Airlines is closed again?
I was really counting on them getting their bleep together by the end of the day. As Mannington85 says on our Denver Sports YouTube channel, presented by Champ Honda, Stokley not in again? When did that stop? Not laying his teammates down. After he was done playing? Seems like it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he let you guys down a lot.
Yeah.
Well done, Maddington85.
Well
done to take a twist on our
There's a
popular promo there.
Yeah,
Well
there's a
done.
couple of promos that need to be dropped out of rotation.
I think you're right.
You know what? Put on the back burner until such a time that Stokley proves himself worthy of having, those promos that besmirch my work ethic.
I like Nickelback.
You and I are both big baseball fans. We're both
Correct.
Baseball's got us, okay?
Uh-huh.
They're never going to lose us. So, and we're both guys who believe to our core that if the Rockies could ever get consistently good and be a 90-plus win team every year and be competing for the division and go to the playoffs and go to a World Series, even contain yourself, everybody, win a World Series, I mean, that this would just be an awesome baseball town.
Sure.
And so, I'm always looking for reasons to be optimistic about the Rockies. I think I found one. Despite their 14-22 record.
Uh-huh. Lay it on me.
ESPN gave out grades to every team through the first part of the season. The only teams that got A's were the Atlanta Braves, New York Yankees, Chicago Cubs, Tampa Bay Rays, and St. Louis Cardinals.
Okay.
What grade do you think they gave the Rockies?
Well, based upon last year and the improvement they've made last year roster-wise and what they've tried to do, I'm going to say they're looking at the Rockies as maybe a B-.
A solid B.
Yeah.
And this is what they had to say. Now this is as of Saturday, so they had a 14-20 record at that point. I don't know if it would have changed that much with now a 14-22 record, but here's what they say. For most teams, a 14-20 record in early May isn't a reason to be boastful. For the Rockies, it's a million miles from what happened last year. It has been a much more competent brand of baseball. Last year, they went 7-44 in blowout games. Those decided by 5 or more runs, but so far this year, they've gone 4-7. The pitching ranks 19th in ERA after ranking last in each of the past 4 seasons. And then they went on to talk about Chase Dolander, who has really improved in his second year. So that stood out to me when I saw this because having, I always try to, keep up on what's going on with Major League Baseball. I try to read some of these, MLB type notes, columns, just to kind of find out what's going on around baseball. And by and large, the conversation surrounding the Rockies has always just been one of, what a clown show. What a clown show. What are they doing there?
Correct.
There's Major League Baseball and then there's the Rockies, And so the fact that at least from this national outlet, a significant one, that they're recognizing that there seems to be a change, you know what? I'm going to run with that, and I'm going to enjoy it.
We don't have any clowns.
I think one of the things, for the first time in Rockies history, essentially, is they hired outside the building. And I think that's huge. And we've talked about their propensity just to run it back and keep the same people and, hey, man, we're not going to change anything. And even when they decide to move on from somebody, they promote from within. And the strategies and the ideas never seem to change. And so this was really the first year that it felt like they went outside the building. Josh Burns is the GM, and they went outside the building and they got the guy from Cleveland.
Paul DePodesta.
Yeah, DePodesta. And so it feels...
he was in Moneyball. Jonah Hill played him in Moneyball.
Yeah, Moneyball.
Take a shot every time you've heard that over the last several months.
But the bottom line is they've walked away from their standard operating procedure and said, you know what? It's the old... What's the old saying? The definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over and over and think you're going to get different results.
Yeah, like expecting Stoke to be back today.
Right, exactly. So they've done it in a different manner.
Thanks, Joseph.
And
a little slow on that.
Yeah, and it feels like they've made progress. At least they're not a clown car show.
Right. And I know this thing isn't going to be turned around overnight. But the signs that there's some improvement, I'll take it for now. I understand this thing's going to be a crawl before you walk
right.
before you run type thing. So I'm here for the little victories, And
so you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah, and I will take ESPN for the first time in a long time, actually regarding what the Rockies are doing as all right. This is how a major league team is supposed to operate. I'll take that as a win.
I think you have to. And I think the other thing is, like you said, man, and you and I are both baseball guys, and, based on my son's, being a major league pitcher and his years in professional baseball, I had a lot of contacts over the years that, off the record, that some of the things the Rockies did, made the rest of Major League Baseball giggle. They're like, can you believe they did that?
Right.
Like the Chris Bryant thing was Chris Bryant thing was like bidding against yourself. Like nobody really was in on Chris Bryant. And you hear things like that. And again, I'm not reporting news. I'm just telling you what the things you hear, but it's always one of those things where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you hear it from multiple people. There's got to be some semblance of truth there, some bedrock or foundation of truth. And that's what people talked about when they talked about the Rockies inside Major League Baseball.
Remember, folks, Stink does not report news unless it's Aaron Rodgers is coming to the Broncos.
RELAX.
We were on our podcast, the Stinky Truth podcast, and I did mention something about, Aaron Rodgers weird, could Arizona be in play because Nathaniel Hackett is his boy and da-da-da-da. And the other day, did you see the picture posted of Aaron Rodgers wearing Arizona Cardinals gear?
No, but this can't be.
Was it AI? Did I get duped by AI?
This can't be the Hackett factor again.
That's so much fun.
No way.
Yeah, Joseph, get on that. Google that for me. But yeah, there was all of a sudden and we speculated on our podcast. We were just joking around, kind of, Aaron, what's holding him back from just re-signing with Pittsburgh and all
the tender, free agent tender that the Steelers put on.
Right.
Maybe it's to block him from going to reunite with his good pal Nathaniel Hackett.
I was booing myself.
Man, all right, we shall see. We shall see.
Spotted in L.A. with a Arizona Cardinals sweatshirt.
Coming up next in our Avs bottom of the hour playoff update, Avalanche players demand a lot of themselves, but there's one that maybe asks too much of himself. Tell you who that is next.
The Avalanche, the Wild. Round 2. This is where the real battle begins. Score! Every game gets bigger. Every hit gets harder. Every moment matters more. Our guys are in the locker room. Our shows are locked in on every matchup, every adjustment, and every shift in momentum. On your morning commute, on your lunch break, on your drive home. Our shows have you covered from puck drop to final buzzer. And everything in between. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
Hey guys, one of the biggest problems with your homes are the ones you can't see with windows. It's not the window itself. That's only part of it. In Colorado, sun, temperature swings, the wind, exposure exposes it to weakness. Well-built windows can fail if they're not installed right. The installation determines the actual lasts and protects your home, guys. And with siding, by the time it looks bad on the outside, the real damage has already been done underneath with moisture, expansion, contraction. In Colorado, that happens faster than most people expect. So if you don't see the problem until it's a really big one. That's why Gravina's Window Center of Littleton focuses on what actually makes your home last long term. They spent over 50 years in Denver in the Front Range. They've seen every kind of Colorado home, every kind of Colorado weather. They know exactly what works here in Colorado. So right now, 25% off Infinity by Marvin Windows, 20% off at James Hardy Siding. Premium products installed the right way by people who actually understand the climate and understand what the weather does to your home. Guys, for more information, check them out at windowsforyourhome.com. Remember, 25% off Infinity by Marvin, fiberglass window, 20% off at James Hardy Siding. Check them out at windowsforyourhome.com.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Women go through many changes in their lives. And we believe each milestone matters. That every new candle represents another step in your story. Our healthcare experts support women at every stage of life. Because each chapter deserves to be celebrated. Women's health. Nurture what's next. Find care near you at mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health. Human kindness lives here.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Roller Auction.
Job shaming.
You played in the NFL, but you were a wide receiver.
Embellishments.
I mean, sometimes I swear you're just making things up.
And amateur zoology. I think polar bears are bigger than grizzlies.
Of course
so make them a polar bear. It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
On this rainy, soon-to-be snowy.
Are you sure we're getting snow today?
Well,
I mean,
so my
Stokley
guy
may
Chris,
never get in.
Oh, my goodness. Can you imagine if he gets home and then gets home?
Am I going to have to make a run to the airport to pick him up?
And then it starts to snow.
Right.
And he's marooned, or he tells us he's marooned, and I don't know if he has his equipment. You know, because he had his whole basement studio set up for the winter with the idea that he might have to broadcast from the basement because he couldn't get down Mount Crumpet.
Yeah, but then we got
I
zero
thought he had
snow.
to bring it in for Dan Jacobs. He didn't do that?
No, he might have.
Oh, really? Because Stoke let him down? Man, Stoke just keeps letting people down.
He does.
Wow. Okay.
He does.
Well, we'll find out. Hopefully you get Stoke back. He's the spring of Stoke.
If he lands
Stokely spring continues.
in Denver tonight, like if he doesn't get first flight out and he's not landing until this afternoon late or this evening, I may have to make a run to the airport to pick up Stokley.
Yep.
Because he did Uber, right?
Yes,
he
Ubered
did
out,
Ubered out.
So you might have to go pick him up. Our guy Rip, he's always volunteered to go. He's got a big kick butt truck. So Rip could go.
How's Rip doing?
I haven't heard from Rip lately.
I haven't heard from Rip. Where's Rip been?
Very excited for Rip's new show to come on here very soon.
What is this?
That's the Dutton Ranch.
Dutton Ranch.
Yeah, they got about 8 offshoots of Yellowstone right now. So it's awesome. Keep them coming. The Avalanche getting ready for Game 2 coming up tonight. By the way, quick bit of news for you. Avs Alley, which is such a great thing. All the good hockey towns do that now.
Yeah.
You have the game going on, and then you have the big gathering outside the arena where fans who can't get into the game gather together. They watch it on the big screen TV, and I love seeing the shots, where they're all there. And they're watching, you can see they're watching the screen expectantly, and then all of a sudden they score, and the whole thing goes crazy and everything like that. And it's been very well received. But because of the weather tonight, they're going to close down Avs Alley, which I think is a missed opportunity.
I do too.
A huge missed opportunity.
Do they have is there a permit so they can sell booze out on the street?
I don't know all those small details. But I just think it would be such a cool look because, A, you darn well know there are plenty of hardy Avs fans that would absolutely love to be out there. It's Colorado. Even though we had no winter, it's not like people here have forgotten how to handle cold and snow, so they'd be all bundled up.
They'd have their Gore-Tex on, their slickas.
Absolutely. They have their slickas on, and it would look so cool, and people watching from around the country would be like, damn.
Dude, it would be
These
so
fans
cool.
are legit.
It would be so cool to see a bunch of people out there in the rain mixed with snow, sleet, in the slickus. It'd be like a Long John Silver's commercial. That would be awesome.
It would be awesome.
They keep flashing out to it.
Missed
That would be
opportunity.
cool.
Missed opportunity.
It is a total missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity. Well, there were plenty of opportunities for Avs players to get in on the fun scoring the other night. There were 7 Avs players that had 2 or more points in Game 1, and that includes Val Nichushkin. And that's good because Jared Bednar says Val puts a lot, maybe sometimes too much, pressure on himself.
Part of it for Val is kind of getting out of his own way and, mentally resetting after, games that he's unhappy or frustrated with on the offensive side of things, and just getting ready to sort of enter the next game with a clear mind and stay in the moment, give himself a break every once in a while and not beat himself up too much.
I feel like it's just a matter of when, not if, that this guy just explodes. He's too good. He's too much of the consummate power forward, and his game is so perfectly suited for the playoffs. I think it's just a matter of...
So what does he need to do? Does he need to be more selfish, like you talked about with McCarr, like Eric Johnson said on a broadcast? McCarr, the key to the power play is McCarr taking more shots. Does he need... We've talked about... at times, like yesterday, we talked about sometimes you've got to know when deferring to your teammates is not the right move, and you've got to be more selfish. Does Val need to be more selfish? Does he need to take more shots? Does he need to plant himself in front of the goaltender more to get himself in the crease a little bit more? Like, what does he need to do?
No, with Val, it's not necessarily... I've never looked at Val as when he's going through maybe a slump or something or a downswing. It's never like he's afraid to shoot or he should shoot more or he's being overly passive or overly unselfish. I think just sometimes with him, it's the engagement level. When he's skating, when he's playing a physical hockey game, it just seems like he's one of those players that immediately guys on the other team are like, whoa, give him a little extra space, because you start trying to lean on him, he's going to make you look silly. So, it was good to see him have a couple of assists the other day. But yeah, you heard what Bedsy said, that this is a guy who defensively he's consistent, he's constant, but offensively maybe sometimes he gets in his own head and gets in his own way,
right?
And it kind of bottles him up. I mean, you tell me what happens to an athlete when you're either overthinking things or you're suffering a little crisis of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
How does that impact you? I would think it just automatically slows you down.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I always think about kind of my own career, and if I made a mistake, man, it'd haunt me. Like it would. Odds are I was gonna have 2 or 3 more, not mistakes, but plays where I wasn't as sharp as I should have been. Give up pressure, things that just because it bothered, that stuff bothers me. I really am conscientious about stuff like that. I'd have a real tough time letting things go.
Mm-hmm.
So that stuff drove me crazy, and I can totally it resonates with me when I hear Bedsy talk about, hey, Lee, sometimes you can't be so hard on yourself.
Right, give yourself a break.
Yeah, and that's not how I'm wired. I'm just not wired that way. So I understand if Val has that in him, that pisses me off that didn't go the way I wanted it to go, and da-da-da, So I get that part of it. I totally understand.
So, Avs tonight, game 2, coming up against the Wild. Again, no Avs Alley. And
that's a mistake.
Well, a number of people are like, hey, wait a minute. Avalanche fans, by and large, are also Bronco fans. And Bronco fans go to outdoor games. And
is it the equipment? Do you put a big screen out there? You're worried about getting the big screen wet?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I just treat it like a Bronco game. Everyone will show up, and it'd be like the AFC Championship game. Trust me, that was a hearty. I was there. That was a hearty group of people. You guys were up in your ivory. You were up in the ivory tower box.
I was
down in the crowd.
I was outside for the first quarter.
And then you were like...
And then it started getting a little chilly. I went to Payton's suite.
Yeah.
But in the third quarter, when it was really snowing,
yeah,
I was down by the open window.
Oh, you tough. Not outside.
No, I was, well...
But the window was open.
At one point, I stuck my hand outside of the comfy confines of the suite just to feel what the people, the regulars... The fans.
The regular people.
Yes, just the regular people.
What the common folk were thinking.
The commoners, yes. I want to feel what the commoners were feeling. And so I put part of my face out there. I didn't want to put too much of it out there because then everyone's like, stink, stink, stink. But I put my hand out there, a little bit of my face, and I was like, whew, it's chilly out there. And I was like I was like the Pope. Yes. I was just standing there like putting a papal blessing on everybody, like, go and sin no more. And then I was like, stay warm out there, people. It was vicious.
But
it was vicious.
But,
it hurts.
But
you were dressed appropriately.
But when you're dressed appropriately, and when you and part of the appeal, and this goes back to the whole idea that some people are upset with the idea of a retractable roof because they want Bronco games to be outside no matter what the elements, is that there is a sense of community. There's a sense of camaraderie among fans when you go through a weather game like that. It's like we're in this together. We are fighting a common fight. We are supporting
we're
a common
the
cause.
elements.
We're doing this together, and this is unique, and we're sharing this together. I can't think of a better environment than to do that watching the Avs game tonight. But I thought hockey players were tough.
Yeah,
I thought hockey organizations were tough. I thought
massive underachieving disappointment.
I thought hockey buildings were tough.
Who are you more
in this case?
disappointed
Oh,
in?
geez. You just...
Gabe Landeskog?
Can we go one day without you bringing this up?
Or do you think it's the Avalanche for shutting down Avs Alley?
Yeah.
Who are you more disappointed?
I'm more disappointed than the Avs, yes. So can we go one day? I mean, it's not like every single day I brought this up.
I'm actually going to go with the Chargers.
It wasn't every day.
Pretty much. But
so give me a break here. Will
I don't know. You of the chubby fingers have that at your disposal at all times.
I got a great Bronco question I want everybody to get involved in because you're going to have to make a choice here. Multiple choice. You're going to have 4 choices, and you'll have to pick one. We'll get to that here in about 5 minutes, but I want to get your thoughts on the report that's out there from Bennett Durando, who has been doing a great job in the aftermath of the Nuggets season ending the way that it did. And he put out a report regarding Christian Braun that says Braun hurt his left calf, again with the calf injuries, in the T-Wolves series. Between that and his ankle, he struggled to get off the ground in the playoffs.
Okay.
Valid excuse. Okay, I'm glad I now know that as a Nugget fan. I'm going to cut Christian Braun some slack, or does it feel a little bit like I need an excuse, a reason, because I'm getting killed right now?
No, it doesn't feel that way. I feel like Christian Braun is like he's being very honest. I do feel that way. There's part of me that says, listen, man, you went out there. You got to play better. You can't be, hey, I get that you have a calf injury, but you can't be afraid to shoot it. You can't be afraid to have some offense. And I get, hey, my elevation, this, that, and the other. Well, you got to find ways. If you're going to play and you're going to play injured and hurt, you got to find ways to be productive. And if you lack a little bit of quickness or you lack a little bit of elevation, then you're going to find other ways to be a productive player for your team. So there's part of me that looks at Christian Brown and I say, I applaud you, as we saw Payton Watson. I don't know what the level of his injury is, but saw him sit on the bench. We saw Aaron Gordon go to the bench with a calf injury and not play the last couple of games of the series. So we saw other guys go to the bench. Part of this, I look at the organization and your choice to keep David Adelman and say, if Christian Brown was having that difficulty elevating and being productive, and you saw the lack of production, then where were you with this deeper bench that we lauded you for as an organization, that we talked about when you didn't have Joker, when you didn't have a bunch of players, and you were winning, 11 of 17 games during the Joker absence, during a bunch of absence with, Aaron Gordon and all these, where you were really, it felt like you were really coaching your ass off. What happened? Why all of a sudden are you not rotating? Why is Bruce Brown not playing more then? Why is the Pickett not playing more? Give me, if you have that kind of injury and you've got a guy that's not being able to be productive, then how come you're not coaching your team?
Yeah, you've had proof that I do listen to you. You think sometimes I don't, but I do listen. And one thing that has really resonated with me over the years you and I have worked together is the idea that, look, if you are playing, you are healthy. That if you're out there,
right,
then I expect and can expect and should expect a certain level of performance from you. And it can't just be, he's hurt. Well, if you're hurt, don't play.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are out there, then I'm going to expect you to play at a certain level. And that applies right here to Christian Brown. So if it was affecting, and let's say it was. Let's say this is a 100% valid reason why the Christian Brown that we saw in that series looks so poor and has so many people lamenting the fact that he kicks into a 5-year, $125 million contract next year. Let's say that's all 100% legit. Well, then, isn't it the responsibility of the team, the coach, to sort of protect the player from himself and say, hey, look, we respect the fact you want to go out there, but you're just not going to be able to play at the level you can. Get healthy. And the fact that they didn't do it, then I'm going to assume that Christian Brown was healthy enough to go out and perform to a certain level that he clearly didn't perform to. So this report, it doesn't really change the way I feel about the way he played.
No, but it does shine a different light, I think, on the Nuggets as an organization.
How so?
Well, I mean, last year we just got this podcast that Michael Porter Jr. was on saying, hey, man, I had to get my shoulder shot up for every game. I couldn't even lift my arm. And now all of a sudden you see the next playoff series where Christian, you guys know that Christian Brown is struggling. Because if you don't know, then that's malfeasance when it comes to organizational health and well-being and training and all that kind of stuff. So, of course, you know that he's struggling. And we can all see that he's struggling because we watched the game. We can all see him turning down opportunities because, obviously now, hindsight being 2020, he had no faith in his ability because of the injury. I have to assume it's because of the injury. And so we all saw it. What were you guys doing as an organization? I mean, we went into Game 6 against Minnesota, and Minnesota said, you know what? Not only are we minus DiVincenzo and Anthony Edwards, but now Io is out, and there was another guy or two that were out, and we're going to let, what was the kid's name that started?
Terrence Shannon.
Yeah, let the music play.
Well
Shannon.
played. Well done.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank you.
Air high five.
Yes.
Air knuckles. Nicely
so
done.
We're going to let Shannon let the music play destroy us. Their organization went,
Yeah.
Io's got, you know what he was out with? You know what Io was out with?
What?
A calf.
Yeah.
His calf tightened up.
Yeah, there's a lot of calves out there.
Right. And so they made the decision, the dude that was lighting us up, hey, listen, we're still going to be able to find a way to win this game, a Game 6, on our home court with like guys that don't even play. It just is. Again, it's the mismanagement of your basketball organization.
We'll circle back to this and also ask you, coming up right after the top of the hour, did you watch Minnesota play last night? Did you watch the Timberwolves-Spurs game? And if so, what were your reactions watching them steal Game 1 in San Antonio? Here's a multiple-choice question for you. All right?
Mm-hmm.
The Denver Broncos right now are $19 million under the cap. Plenty of money to sign another player to a long-term deal. These are 4 players who are set to be unrestricted free agents after this upcoming season. Which of these guys would you like to see them sign? Which of them would you sign to a long-term deal? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Here are your 4 choices. Brandon Jones, Marvin Mims, Jaquan McMillan, or Riley Moss. You can sign one.
I think this is easy.
Easy.
This is an easy question.
Easy question, okay. We had Mike Kliss on earlier today. He said Marvin Mims.
Right.
What say you?
I disagree with Mike Kliss. I say for me, and I understand his reasoning, that, you know, he's a all-pro returner and yada, yada, yada. Deep threat. Riley Moss is a starter. He's a starter on every down on defense. And, oh, by the way, he is drawing tough assignments and getting picked on, which you're always going to have opposite of a guy like PS2. So that guy, to me, is the most valuable kind of key cog that you have of the guys you just listed right there. So, listen, Jaquan was awesome last year. He was unbelievable. But you did draft Barron, and Barron can play in the slot. And Barron did play, 20, 30% of the plays last year. But Riley Moss is he's a corner. I don't want to call him a cornerstone, but he is a vital cog to what you're doing defensively.
Well, again, more proof I listen to what you say, because you said that in talking to defensive coordinators around the NFL the last several years, that the value of a slot corner is so important and so hard to find that having one is maybe even more important than a starting outside corner, especially the one starting opposite the guy that you already know is a shutdown corner. So might a Jaquan McMillan be more important to hold on to long-term than Riley Moss, with the idea that, hey, Jahdae Barron can move and play outside?
So I will tell you that you do listen. You're 100% right. Most of the guys will tell you that position is that kind of apex defender, that guy that plays nickel. That's the toughest position in football because you are required to do so much, or toughest position on the defensive side of the football because you're required to do so much. So that part of it is very valued. It's not valued in the pay scale for whatever reason.
Right.
And I'm not 100% sure why, Mike. Maybe because you're not getting as many one-on-one opportunities with a legit wide receiver. Like you're playing maybe more zone. But, yeah, those guys are considered because you have to play like an outside linebacker. You've got to play like a nickel. You got to play like a elite cover guy, a lockdown corner. And you've also got to play in the run game. And then you got to be able to play zone and have a great feel for spatial awareness. And you got to be a blitzer. And, you've got to do everything well at that position. But they just don't covet the inside guys like they do. Even though it's a harder position, they'll rotate through guys out there. When they get to the outside, that's the guys they pay.
You know what I'd like to do right now?
What's that?
I'd like to take the temperature,
rectally,
because it's the most accurate, of Broncos country out there. Who would you go with? Give me a quick blast of reaction. I'm just kind of curious, almost like a quick poll question answer. Mims, McMillan, Jones, Moss. Could sign one of them to a long-term deal this offseason. Who would you go with? RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. Denver Sports YouTube channel presented by Champ Honda. Get involved there as well. Coming up next, Is there actually pressure on Scott Wedgwood to deliver in a way that he holds on to his starting gig? That's next.
Colorado takes game one with authority. The Avalanche put up 9 goals and outpaced the Wild 9-6, setting the tone early in the series. Colorado's offense stayed aggressive all night, answering every Minnesota push and controlling the pace when it mattered. It's one game, but it's an important start. The Avalanche grabbed the opener and head into game 2 with a lead in hand. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, Denver's playoff headquarters.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here from my friends at the Low T Center. Hey guys, have you lost your energy? Maybe things aren't going that well for you anymore. Maybe you don't have those gains in the gym. You don't feel yourself. You're just feeling lethargic, slow. You're not sleeping well. Hey, that could be low testosterone. Low T Center provides testosterone replacement therapy and hormone replacement therapy for your body, for your lifestyle, for your budget. And I'm telling you what, they make it so easy. Testosterone controls energy, confidence, sex drive for both men and women. Now, all you have to do, guys, set up an appointment at fixmylowt.com or just walk in to one of their clinics. And I'm telling you what, it's so simple. Simple test. Within 20 minutes with their on-site labs, you're going to have results back right there on the spot. And you could start on your testosterone replacement therapy plus GLP-1s. They've got the whole 9 yards, guys. Peptides, you name it, they've got it. And you can find out just so easy by just walking in or setting up an appointment online at Synergenics and Low T Center, where they're offering testosterone testing for both men and women to get you back in balance. So check them out at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
I'm Rob Wilhite, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has been fighting for seriously injured car accident victims in Colorado. Serious accidents demand serious representation. We dig into every detail of your case, and we don't back down until we get you the maximum compensation you deserve. If you or someone you love has been seriously injured in a car accident, call the Wilhite Law Firm today at 303-GOOD-LAW or visit wilhitewins.com. That's 303-GOOD-LAW or visit wilhitewins.com.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
It's been life-changing. It really has. Went up to see QC Kinetics. I could feel the difference the way I got out of bed. I could feel the difference throughout the day. I could feel the difference while I was playing golf.
Let's rewind. That's an elated QC Kinetics patient, David Smoke, a very active TV and radio sports personality who loves to run and golf.
I started to notice some aches and pains, an aching, throbbing pain in my right hip. I didn't want to get cut on. I've had MRIs, and it showed no structural damage. I've tried the steroid injections, and that just seemed like it kicked the can down the road.
It's that endless cycle that leaves you continually fighting joint pain in your hips, knees, shoulders, and back. But this is where it ends with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments.
I've tried it all. The only thing that's different is me going to QC Kinetics. I believe in it because it's worked.
Don't waste another day going in circles. Make QC Kinetics your first call. The consultation is absolutely free.
Call QC Kinetics 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986.
The playoffs bring out the teams that perform when the pressure is highest and every possession matters. When you're bidding an electrical project, you don't want a streaky shooter. You want a team with a 40-year winning record. That's Piper Electric. From commercial construction to EV charging, fire alarms, power distribution, and preventative maintenance, their electricians are safety-driven, highly skilled, and ready for complex environments. So when your project goes out for bids, take the high percentage shot. Visit piperelectric.com.
real Broncos talk. Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Able Builders. It's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth.
Tell you what, this just hits right on a rainy Tuesday morning.
Drink that up a little bit, Joseph.
It's too bad. Hurricane stink rolling through the club. This is playing. Next thing you know, I get out there on the down floor.
You had moves?
Gyrating my hips.
You had moves?
Oh, my. Did I have moves?
Did I have moves? Just blaring out of the jukebox at the Cubby Club or whatever you call it?
How do you think I landed Mrs. S?
All right, good job, Joseph. I'll tell you what. AI Ty.
I don't know.
I don't know. Be careful, AI Ty. You might be getting Wally pipped out here.
Let me find out. AI Ty took Spirit to Taiwan.
Right? Maybe that's why we haven't heard from them in a month.
That's right. They don't even land. They just shove you out in a parachute. There's no return flights.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to it on this Tuesday. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
Day. I don't know if we're going to be able to continue to do this. I mean, I was exhausted after just enjoying and partying on May the 4th, Star Wars Day.
Yes.
I mean, just what a day.
What
a day.
Who knew the 5th happened right after the 4th?
And then have to regroup and get all fired up again for Cinco de Mayo today.
By the way,
I don't know how you do it.
I feel shocked.
By the way, Cinco de Mayo landing on a Taco Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what's in my future.
Taco Bell?
Well, I don't know about Taco Bell, but...
You think about getting some tacos?
Yeah, but...
Like where?
I don't know about Taco Bell, but, maybe, there's a couple really nice Mexican places in Greenwood, right? In Lakewood, Green Mountain. I got my Green Mountain
greens.
Lakewood, over by Green Mountain High School, there's a couple.
I might have to take Mrs. S.
Costeries.
To a little early taco dinner.
Yeah. Before the Avs game starts at 6.
Yeah.
So
great idea.
Yeah. Go early.
Go early. Well, we eat early nowadays.
Yeah, you guys.
We just it's
Blue Plate Special for 2 for the Schlereths.
4 o'clock. I'm famished.
All right, let's get into it. We got a lot of ground to cover here on this Tuesday morning. First of all, welcome in again to our new affiliate, 102.9 KARS in Fort Collins, to our fan family, adding another way for you to be able to listen to us up in Fort Fun. Thank you so much. No Stoke today. He was expected back today, but travel issues getting back from the East Coast. Trust me, you don't have to send him in. We've been getting bombarded with, I didn't know Stoke flew Spirit Airlines. It was very funny between 6 and 6:45. You could stop with him now, okay?
Okay, hold on for 1 second.
All right.
You know how I like the voice to
you
text.
love the voice to text. Okay, here we go.
Stoke, any travel updates?
That's it?
Yeah, that's just it.
You would think you brought up a good point, though, because most people
be on the first flight out.
I got to get back. I miss my family. I'm laying the guys down. I'm not going to be like Mark Schlereth, who was always disappointed if he let his guys down, but lost that feeling. I'm not going to be that guy. You'd think he'd be on the first flight out, but I could see Stoke saying, you know what, guys? You know what this is? An opportunity to go play some more golf.
Yeah.
And we'll get out on the flight tonight. Later this afternoon.
Exactly.
What are the odds of it happening 2 days in a row?
We
right?
can, hey, easy. We can get in 36, no problem.
You know what you do? Actually.
Yeah.
Get ready, send another text. Okay? Let's have some fun with them. Okay,
All
let's
right. What do you need me to say?
get them all freaked out already.
Okay. Dude, snowstorm.
Exactly. Hey, you might want to hurry home. It's supposed to start snowing heavy later today.
Okay.
All right, here, do that now. Really quick. All right.
Just checking because we're supposed to get a huge snowstorm later today. May shut down the airport. Send.
That is that's gonna freak him out. You know what? I may need that was so good. I may need the full Zach By laugh track.
Yeah,
all of them. Okay, just roll them all. Okay, that's worthy of all of them. All right, all of them.
Everyone.
Good. All right, let's get into it. Here we go. Avs and Wild, Game 2 coming up tonight. Nathan McKinnon, are you expecting something different than what we saw in Game 1?
They're a good team. There's two teams playing out there, right? So it's not easy to defend those guys, and it's going to be a big challenge. It's only going to get harder, and whether it's rest or not, we'll see. We need to clean it up, obviously, but it wasn't all bad for sure.
Brett Kulak, defenseman, on what the team got out of a film session sitting down and watching Game 1.
There was a lot of clips you can look at and learn from, and just kind of, you see yourself in the video and you shake your head at yourself a little bit, like how you would like to play it differently and how you usually do. But so I think it was good to go through the video and watch the game back together as a group and just see certain areas of the ice where that's just not the way we play.
I heard him talk about that, and I got to thinking about you and Stoke and all the film sessions, and you talking about how there'd be times that you wouldn't be able to sleep the night before because you were worried about what was going to show up on the film the next day. This is a serious question, what are the benefits of being able to sit down as a team and watch the film of a game like that, even a win? What are the things that stand out typically when you do that together as a team?
Well, I think when you play sloppy, when you have mental errors, listen, every one of us is going to get beat physically. It's going to happen. As long as you're playing at 100 miles an hour and you're doing the right thing, when you get worn out physically, which is going to happen, at least you can deal with that factor of I did everything in my power to do it the right way, and I just got overwhelmed. I get it. Happens. Every one of us gets our butt whipped at a time or two. But when you give up scoring chances, when you're not dialed in, when you pinch in too hard and you leave yourself exposed, and the next thing you know, it leads to a 2-on-1 break or a one-on like a shorty opportunity. Like, you look at those things, man, and you're like, dude, you cannot play this way. This is what will get you beat. And sometimes when you're winning, or when you're feeling yourself, sometimes those little details get kind of swept under the rug. Remember Bedsy saying last week, the guys who need to work are going to get work. The guys who need some rest and some time off are going to get some time off. And, we're going to try to manage this as best we can. But he was essentially referring to the human nature of players.
Oh, he said flat out, he goes, I know there's a lot of guys don't want to be out here right now.
Right. And we're going to go through the motions now, but when we ratchet it up and it starts getting closer, guys, that energy will come back. Well, I think the energy was back. I think there was just a lack of attention to detail. And that's part of, like, I've been an AFC or NFC champion and gone to the Super Bowl that way with that bye week. And I've also been an AFC, champion or an AFC, like first place in the AFC, and lost in a playoff game with that bye week. And that bye week can be your biggest friend and it can be your worst enemy. And it's the attention. It is the playing together aspect. It's all those little the rhythm, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Usually, Mike, when you think about, and I don't know how hockey is, but in football, it's usually when you have that time off, it's the offense that struggles. It's not the defense as much as it is the offense that struggles. And because the offense is more dialed in and playing together, defense is a little bit more pin your ears back and go. And I think maybe it's an inverse relationship in hockey where the defense has got to be on, like, hey, man, if I pinch in, one of my forwards got to pull out, one of my other forwards, or my other defender has got to drop back. He's got to make sure that we protect ourselves from a turnover in the offensive zone where we turn it over and all of a sudden we get an odd man rush on us. Like, it's almost like the exact opposite where you have to be dialed in defensively to make sure you don't give up those opportunities.
When you got a team meeting and you're all watching the film together, I'm just kind of curious. I'm peel the curtain back because I would think that it doesn't matter how long you've been in the league, doesn't matter how many times you scored 40 or 50 goals, doesn't matter how much money you're making, that when you sit down for one of those things, that there's a little bit of there's a pit in your stomach. Like,
oh my God,
am I going to be? Maybe I'm not going to be like if there was a mistake made, I don't know. Is Bedsy calling a specific player out, or did they just put it up there? Like, hey guys, here's an example of some of the mistakes that we made in our own end, and they just roll them in the clips. Everyone sees who's in the clips, but maybe they don't get called out. Like, yo, like. Kulak, what were you doing on that?
Yeah.
What were you thinking? How do those what's the mind? I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah.
What's the mindset like when you're sitting down for one of those things?
Well, I think for me and just for our offensive line in general, we were all kind of wired the same way, just like, oh shoot. You make a mistake on the field. And it became one of those, I hope we win this game. We got to win this game because I don't want to sit with Alex Gibbs or in the team meeting and they show this play in front of everybody. Right? You're just like, Lord have mercy, because our coaching staff would just embarrass you. Like, Alex Gibbs would just berate you in front of everybody.
How about Shanny?
Oh, yeah. Shanny to a lesser degree, but Shanny was more of the overarching, 20 or 10,000 foot view, like this is unacceptable, this is not good. But you would get eviscerated, and so you get called out in front of your peers.
Yeah,
and
that's the worst, isn't it?
Oh my gosh! And so, it puts, like you said, it puts a knot in your stomach. And I remember times where I'd just be like, couldn't sleep the night. I mean, just thinking about the huge mistake I made, and being like trudging off to go to work and just being like, oh my God, I'm just going to get just destroyed today. It's going to be just awful. When I was in Washington, because Joe Gibbs was a night owl, so we'd have, like, after we played a game, we'd have a film session. It'd be like, we'd come in and lift, everybody come in and lift. You had scheduled times to lift, and then, hey, our film is going to be we're going to watch film at 2. And then all of a sudden somebody come down from upstairs. We'd all be in the locker room getting ready to run up to the meeting room. Got pushed back to 2:30. Meeting got pushed back to 3. And you just be like, oh, Lord, have mercy. Like
he's finding more stuff.
He's just finding stuff to just destroy you.
Oh.
So it's a hard feeling. So, but it's good.
It's
like,
good, yeah.
For Bedsy to sit there and say, McKenna, what are you doing here on the boards?
Right.
Like the lack of, like, one, you didn't stop the puck. It jumped over your stick.
Yeah.
2, just kind of like there was a lackadaisical nature to that play that's unacceptable for us.
Well, you heard in the first in-game interview, they talked to Gabe, and Gabe told Darren Pang, we're getting beat too much to the front of the net.
Yeah.
And there were any number of examples that you can all remember watching the game where the Avs were just either got outworked in front of the net or they got beat to the front of the net. Hold on, I know you got a moment. Breaking news here coming up in just a moment. But I'm sure that was put together in a nice little handful of clips that people were probably like, oh, my God. So, but it is, and that's why I think that what happened in Game 1, very, very, very unlikely you see anything close to that tonight in Game 2. I think it's more like when the Avs scored 8 goals, which had been their previous franchise playoff high, in that win over Edmonton on their way to the Stanley Cup.
And what they
give
give up in that game?
They gave up 6. It was 8-6. Right. I have a feeling I could probably go back and look at the clips afterwards, and there were people like, yeah, we looked at the film, and what did they do the next game? They came out, they won 4-0. Yeah. They were tight defensively. Shutout. They only gave up 24 shots on goal. Something tells me you're going to see an effort much like that tonight. All right, breaking news. What do we got?
Stokely has responded.
Oh, okay.
Says, I'm in Houston, about to board. I've got ears on y'all right now.
Okay. He's listening. All right.
He's listening, or maybe Mrs. S is listening and sending him messages.
All right. On the RamosLaw.com text line and on our Denver Sports YouTube channel, if you have a specific message for Stoke that you'd like to pass along, because he is listening right now.
3-clip Stokely.
Feel free. What would you like to tell Stoke? He's listening.
And by the way, here's another little update. Panger.
Darren Pang.
Darren Pang, great to hear from you. I'm off to Buffalo for games 1 and 2 right now. Would love to come on with you guys, though. So I will work, see if we can get Panger tomorrow.
I'd like that.
From Buffalo to break down the Avs game.
Yeah, because he'll have been here for game 1.
And of course, he'll get to Buffalo and he'll be watching tonight.
Game 2 tonight. All right, cool. All right, then we'll plan on getting Darren Pang
We'll work on Panger.
I like that. So good stuff. Scott Wedgwood, any just to recap, Jared Bednar said the other night, hey, look, Wedgie could be better. By no means am I putting this on him, but he could be better. And I look at the 6 goals that, well, here's what Bednar said.
It wasn't his best. That being said, on the defensive side of things, it was probably no one on our team's best, So I group him in with the rest of the team. We have to get better, and we'll do that for game 2.
Classic Bednar answer whenever the Avalanche have had a bad night defensively. He'll say, boy, not all on the goaltender. Boy, we need to be a lot better defensively. But I also expect our goaltender in games like this to rescue us a few times.
Yeah.
And make a few saves that maybe, go above and beyond the norm to help out our defense, which does need to be better. So that answer is very consistent with what we've heard from Bednar throughout the course of the year. My question is, for a guy who went into these playoffs still very much openly talking about how much he believes in the goaltending tandem here of Wedgwood and Blackwood, so much so that even after game 1, after game 2 of the Kings series, we were still talking about the idea of could he go to Blackwood? It was a fair conversation. Is Wedgwood playing for his job to hold on to his starting job tonight?
I don't think tonight, although I do think the leash got shorter. I think that series against the Kings, he was great. I just thought he had a couple of games where he only gave up a goal, in 2-1 wins. I thought he was exceptional against the Kings. Maybe that layoff was he was a little bit rusty when it comes to seeing the puck. But to Bedsy's point, he put everybody out there on blast. Like that, nobody played their best hockey, including our goaltender. So I expect better. But I don't think. Listen, if he comes out and just gets destroyed or looks incompetent, yeah, he'll get pulled. But I don't think if he gives up a couple of goals.
What if they win? What if they win a game that's 4-3? They win.
Right.
he stays undefeated in the playoffs, 6-0.
I think he retains his job
as long as they win.
As long as they win, and again, we say this all the time. What do those 3 goals look like?
I know,
right? What does it?
All right,
look
but what
like?
if it's one of those things where they win 4-3, and Bednar's saying or thinking basically the same thing he said after game 1?
Yeah, it wasn't his best,
right?
Well, then I think then you become. I think if you win, as long as you keep winning, you're going to be our goaltender.
Mm-hmm.
But I think every time you don't look sharp between the pipes, that leash gets a little shorter. Because remember, like, Wedgie's historically a backup goaltender who's had an unbelievable, this has been a career breakout year for him. But he wasn't your original choice to be the goaltender. It was Blackwood.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think every performance that you perform exceptionally well, like you did in the Kings series, your leash gets a little bit longer. You get more and more, the coaching staff and the organization has more and more confidence in you. Every time you don't perform well, it gets a little bit shorter.
I anticipate Wedgwood playing well tonight because I anticipate the Avs being much tighter defensively.
I do too.
Than they were the other night, and I think it'll be a corresponding effect that Wedgwood will look better. That was a tough night to play goaltender. I by the end of the game, I was feeling for both goaltenders because it was like, wow, you've got 2 incredibly skilled teams playing just fast break hockey,
right?
All kinds of skill on display, and match that skill with a lot of grit because guys were constantly attacking the front of the net, attacking the goal mouth, putting multiple bodies in front of goaltenders to the point where you couldn't see, or you were, craning your neck around to try to see, or you were shifting to the left, just hoping that the puck would hit you. Both those goaltenders looked rattled by the end of the night. That was a tough night to play goal. So my guess is it'll be easier for both teams because both teams are going to come in with much more of a defensive posture tonight. So we shall see.
You would think,
you
right?
Would think.
But I'm 100% with you, man. It wasn't pretty for either goaltender. And I'm like Minnesota's goaltender. They probably had to, rub him down with buttermilk and put him in a soft robe and just pamper him.
We had this question we threw out to our great listeners, and we wanted instant feedback, kind of poll question style on both the RamosLaw.com text line and the Denver Sports YouTube channel. And with the Broncos having $19 million available under the cap right now, plenty to sign another player to a long-term deal. And when you see 4 key Broncos, all who are going to be unrestricted free agents after this upcoming season, who would you prioritize getting a long-term deal done with right now during this offseason? Would it be Marvin Mims? Would it be Jaquan McMillan? Would it be Brandon Jones or Riley Moss? We asked for your feedback. Overwhelmingly, your choice was the White Shadow, Riley Moss.
So they agree with me.
They agree with you. But what I found kind of interesting was a very close tie almost, really. It could have gone either way between second priority, and that was...
Can I guess?
Go ahead.
Second priority would be Mims, and third would be Jaquan.
Or flip him. That's
Yeah.
how close it was.
Okay.
I'm surprised at the love for Marvin Mims. Not because you don't like Marvin Mims, but I would just think that you got Courtland Sutton. You got now Jalen Waddle. You have Troy Franklin. You have Pat Bryant. There seems to be kind of a logjam there when it comes to receivers.
Right.
Enough mouths to feed. You got a lot of mouths to feed. Enough footballs to go around. And I guess I'm kind of surprised that people would look at, of all those receivers in that logjam, that you would want to make a long-term commitment to Mims.
I think it points to the Broncos country being a smart and educated fan base. I think that most people look at special teams as kind of a throwaway category. And when coaches always break it down, it's a third. No, it's not a third, because defensively you play 65 plays, offensively you play 65 plays. What do you play special teams wise on any given Sunday?
Right. Between
25, maybe 22,
Boy,
whatever it is.
That's a lot. I think that's a lot, but yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, each team gets 4 or 5 punts on average,
I see
or
what
4
you're
punts, a couple kickoffs,
yeah.
couple. So anyhow, regardless, it doesn't matter. Like, people don't realize how hard it is to find a really good returner. You don't realize you don't have a good return until you don't have one, and then you're like, damn, we need a returner. And so there's real value in that. So I think that's probably just points to the Broncos country being fairly educated about what they see on any given Sunday.
Coming up next, we got some Nugget news to pass along. A Christian Brown valid excuse for why he played the way he did in the series. What would be the asking price in an Aaron Gordon trade? And does the Minnesota loss look a little different after seeing the T-Wolves go into San Antonio and steal Game 1? That's next.
The Avalanche, the Wild. Round 2. This is where the real battle begins. Score! Every game gets bigger. Every hit gets harder. Every moment matters more. Our guys are in the locker room. Our shows are locked in on every matchup, every adjustment, and every shift in momentum. On your morning commute, on your lunch break, on your drive home. Our shows have you covered from puck drop to final buzzer and everything in between. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here for my friends at Colorado Fat Loss. Before you think about starting on GLP-1s, understand it's going to cost you $3,000 to $5,000 a year to stay on the medication long term. There are side effects, potential side effects, and most people find weight gain after they get off the medications. They gain a lot of the weight back. If you're looking for a doctor-developed program that helps men and women lose 20 to 40 pounds in just 60 days, safe and naturally, look no further than Colorado Fat Loss. No injections, no synthetic hormones, no long-term dependence. Guys, they use real food to reset your metabolism, control your hunger and cravings naturally, and get your body to get into fat-burning mode. And I can tell you firsthand, guys, down 30 pounds now. And I'll tell you what, it's been easy. I love the app. I love charting everything. I love the accountability. I love the fact that you're always connected to the team over at Colorado Fat Loss if you have any questions. And you are going to lose the weight, guys, naturally without injections. I tell you what, it's safe, it's sustainable, and it is a great way to get yourself in shape for the summer. So to have a free phone consultation, all you have to do is reach out online. They'll get back to you. That's ColoradoFatLoss.com. ColoradoFatLoss.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Got any markdowns on brakes?
We mark Duralast brake pads down to free.
Free Duralast brake pads?
When you buy 2 rotors.
Can I get Duralast Gold pads for free?
With 2 Duralast Gold rotors, and there's a lifetime warranty on brake pads.
That's a huge markdown for so many miles.
Save on brakes and more during Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
Cecil here for Window Nation. May's weather is pretty nice, but those hot summer days will be here soon. Don't wait until the heat hits to try and avoid high energy bills. Upgrade your home's windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale. Imagine replacing all your windows with new energy efficient ones and getting half of them for free. Plus, you can even get them with no money down and no monthly payment or interest for 2 years. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com.
I'm Drew Carney, anchor with 9 News. I love the Denver sports scene and living just 20 minutes from Red Rocks. I'm here to get you ready for the day ahead with the latest headlines. Covering breaking news that affects you and your family. Getting you the information you need right when you need it. Across the Denver Metro, we've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to Colorado's #1 streaming newscast. 9 News Mornings, weekdays starting at 4:30.
Your air duct cleaning experts, Ductworks.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Ductworks. Spring cleaning isn't just about what you can see, it's about what's hiding behind the scenes. Your ducts collect dust, allergens, debris all winter long. It's one of those places you just don't think about. Ductworks is Colorado's top-rated air duct cleaning company, trusted by thousands of 5-star reviews. They're recommended by more contractors than anyone else. Their complete ventilation cleaning package scrapes and vacuums every inch of your system, removing all the dirt debris that other companies leave behind. Less strain, better airflow, lower energy costs. They'll show you before and after photos so you can actually see the difference. And they clean every line. Nothing gets missed. Before your AC runs all season, make sure the air you're breathing is actually clean. Give them a call at 303-425-0985. That's 303-425-0985. Or visit them at ductworks.com.
303-425-0985.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth.
Any updates from Stoke? Yes. As a matter of fact, I do have an update from Stoke. So here we go. All right. Let's see. It says
Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody.
Right. About ready to board a flight. Ears are on you guys right now. I told you that. And then he wrote back in response to my, hey, it's a huge snowstorm later today. It may shut down the airport. He goes, I've heard. I'm hoping to beat it. So.
Oh, my goodness. Wouldn't it be so – it'd be so funny if – I don't think we're supposed to get that much snow that's going to, like, shut down roads and stuff. But it'll be curious to see.
I'm kind of rooting for it.
I am too now, just to see, because you know there's going to be so much. You were talking about, like, film sessions and being called out. You think he wants to miss another day because he's stuck atop Mount Crumpet?
No. I did text him. I said, hey, if you need me to come pick you up at the airport, buddy, if there's a big snowstorm, I've got the big giant truck, so I'll be able to get you. I'll be able to get you at the airport.
Did you watch any of the Minnesota San Antonio game?
Yeah.
Did it, at least at the start, did it feel weird?
The Nuggets weren't in it?
Well, it just you get so immersed in your series as a fan rooting for your team, and so we were just so locked into everything Timberwolves for 2 weeks, and the way it ends, and then to see him out there playing. By the way, whatever they were doing in San Antonio, that was kind of cool with the multicolored.
Yeah,
everybody dressed different colors and patterns around. It was kind of cool, but. Anyway, be that as it may, it felt weird to watch.
I found myself rooting for Minnesota.
Did you now?
I did.
Careful.
I don't.
This is what got me into trouble last year, after the Avs lost to Dallas, I'm rooting for the Stars because I want to make it feel better about the Nuggets, the Avalanche losing, and you got to be careful about that stuff. That'll stick.
No, see, it won't, because I think my take on the Nuggets was proven correct. Well, I know it was proven correct, and I think most everybody felt like I did after I was offended by the way they played basketball. I'm rooting for a team that is beat up, that is injured, but still has the toughness to go out there and compete and come away with a 104-102 victory over the second-seeded San Antonio Spurs, where everybody said there's no way you can compete. Hey, all the things they said about the Nuggets, there's no rim protection, there's no you can get to the paint, there's nothing you got to worry about. The exact opposite is true of San Antonio, where Wemby is just knocking shots. He blocked 12 shots on the way to a triple-double, and they still found a way to win. And, oh, by the way, I think he was 0 for 8 from three-point land last night. So you look at again, I like their toughness. I like their bravado. I like the fact that they'll stick their necks out and say, man, this is who we are. What are you going to do about it? Chris Finch has, they've earned my respect.
See, I came away even angrier than I was after the Nuggets lost to the Timberwolves, because watching that game just drove home the point what a missed opportunity for the Nuggets, because watching the Timberwolves beat the Spurs and watching the Spurs now in Game 1, Round 2, this is rarefied air for them. This is brand new for this Spurs team. And something that Stoke and I argued about over the last couple of months when we were talking about who do you want to play, who you want to avoid, all that, I was all about get that third seed so that you can get San Antonio in the second round instead of OKC. And he was like, oh, no, I don't think you want to deal with San Antonio. And my point was that the history of the NBA would tell you, for the most part, you can find a few aberrations here and there, but for the most part, when you're a team that's been down, as you ascend to become a championship contender, you have to learn some painful lessons along the way.
Sure.
You have to get to a certain level, get beat, come back, learn those lessons, apply them, and go a step or two further the next year. And I thought it would be a golden opportunity if you got the Spurs in round 2, because this is all new to them. And while they look like they are a building, growing juggernaut, they don't have any kind of playoff experience. And everybody says it in every sport that each time you go a little bit deeper and to that next round, it changes. And watching San Antonio clearly not be ready for the moment in Game 1 just drives home the idea of what a missed opportunity it was for the Nuggets.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, I totally understand that. But again, there's something to galvanizing together as a team in spite of the injuries, in spite of the things that are stacked against you, and to go out there and to find a way to win through toughness. Like, it's almost – the Minnesota Twins are almost anti-NBA to me. Like most NBA teams –
No reallys. Minnesota Timberwolves.
What'd I say?
Twins.
Oh, Minnesota Timberwolves are most – don't stop me when I'm on a roll.
I know.
When I'm on a roll, because now my train of thought gets all –
Germans?
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. Pearl Harbor? Yes. But when the Timberwolves can find a way to overcome all the issues, like most NBA teams, like the Nuggets, feel sorry for themselves. Oh, no, we don't have Aaron Gordon. We're not going to be able to do it. Everybody said he was the linchpin factor to us winning another championship, and his calf is sore. We're not going to be – like, your mental toughness is not – you're not made of the right stuff as a team, as an organization. Whereas the Timberwolves are made of the right stuff, man. Oh, so DiVincenzo's out? So what? Anthony Edwards, our best player, is out against the Nuggets. He was back last night, but against the Nuggets, so what? Hey, man, our bench, a couple guys off the bench are out. So what? We'll play guys that have never even played before and get kind of that championship, gritty effort from those guys. They are anti-NBA, and I find myself cheering for them because of it.
Regarding Aaron Gordon, Clutch Points Brett Siegel put out a report. Jake Shapiro writing an article around it at DenverSports.com. You can check it out. But here's what he's reporting about Aaron Gordon. Quote, the immediate belief surrounding Denver is that while the possibility of trading Gordon will be discussed, sources said it would take quite an offer to part with him. Gordon is not viewed as a clear salary dump option for the Nuggets entering the summer. The only way they would consider trading him is if they were to retain key draft capital lost in previous trades, as well as another impactful starter. Teams like the Lakers, Phoenix, and Boston are among the many win-now teams Gordon would obviously fit with in realistic trade suitors. Jake Shapiro went on to write that, based on his own reporting, that the Nuggets very much want to keep Payton Watson, but not at the expense of paying everybody else and going over one of those tax apron thresholds, whether it be the first apron or the second apron. So they would be looking to, if keeping Payton Watson is a priority, it means another starter has to go. Aaron Gordon, Cam Johnson, or Christian Brown.
Okay. You can have Cam Johnson. Anyone?
You'd rather have Peyton Watson than Cam Johnson?
Absolutely.
Okay. You'd rather have Peyton Watson than Christian Brown?
Yes.
Based on recent results.
Yes.
Would you rather have Peyton Watson than Aaron Gordon?
Is Aaron Gordon going to be healthy? If Aaron Gordon's healthy, I want Aaron Gordon.
You tell me. I just
know.
think I think he is past the point of no return.
I think they should have.
I
think they should have probably fired their head coach, which they didn't. So whatever, that's their prerogative. They don't have to, and I know part of that is we don't want to look bad, and we made this decision to get rid of Michael Malone, and it feels like it's backfired in our face. But we're gonna stay true to our decision making process and this, that, and the other. But I know one thing. They got to find somebody that operates their training facility, and because the amount of soft tissue issues are just alarming.
Up next, speaking of injuries and issues, Mike Kliss tells us what is fact and what is fiction when it comes to Bo Nix's ankle. That's next.
Colorado takes game one with authority. The Avalanche put up 9 goals and outpaced the Wild 9-6, setting the tone early in the series. Colorado's offense stayed aggressive all night, answering every Minnesota push and controlling the pace when it mattered. It's one game, but it's an important start. The Avalanche grabbed the opener and headed to game 2 with a lead in hand. DenverSports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
Well, professional athletes are paid to play through pain. You're not a pro athlete. You're a regular dude who shouldn't have to grind your teeth every day to deal with consistent joint pain. QC Kinetics has helped thousands of people around Colorado with that annoying, sometimes debilitating pain in their knees, hips, back, or shoulders. They do it with their groundbreaking regenerative treatments. It's an all-natural way to dealing with joint pain, using your own body's natural healing properties applied directly to that aching joint, renewing and restoring that joint to the point that you enjoy lasting relief. And I want to stress, this is all natural, no drugs, no steroids, and best of all, no surgery with the long recovery that comes along with it. Summertime in Colorado, it's the best. These treatments with QC Kinetics can get you back to hiking, biking, playing golf, playing pickleball, even something routine that you haven't been able to do, like going for a walk or playing with your kids or grandkids. Schedule your free consultation with QC Kinetics. Call 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986 with locations in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and The Springs. It's QC Kinetics.
Mama, what does the chicken say? Dog. Cat. Giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Over his Hall of Fame career, Terrell Davis racked up impressive numbers. 65 touchdowns, 2 championships, almost 8,000 rushing.
That's why I bank at Colorado Credit Union.
That's a weird segue.
Colorado Credit Union treats me like a person, not a number.
With personal service, great rates, and smart financial advice.
And those are just 3 great perks.
We can stop with the numbers now.
You don't have to be a legend to bank like one at Colorado Credit Union. Visit ccu.org. Terms and restrictions apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
There's nothing between a motorcyclist and the road, and when a careless driver causes a motorcycle crash, the results can be catastrophic. I'm Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has been standing up for seriously injured riders across Colorado. We know these cases, we know how to win them, and we won't rest until we get you the maximum compensation you deserve. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, call us today, the Wilhite Law Firm, 303-GOOD-LAW, or WilhiteWins.com.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Safe snowmobiling requires good vision, balance, coordination, and reaction time. Using alcohol and prescription or illegal drugs affects these abilities and impairs snowmobile operation. Alcohol also lowers your body temperature, so it's a dangerous combination in winter weather. No amount of alcohol or drug consumption is ever safe when operating a snowmobile. So it's simple. Don't ride impaired. Brought to you by the American Council of Snowmobile Associations and the Federal Highway Administration. Visit snowmobileinfo.org.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice, this is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. Go Able.
Bring Able to the table.
They'll tell you marketing is complicated, that you need a dozen platforms, 100 dashboards, and a prayer. Forget that. Your customers are right here, listening to this station. Heck, you are right now. Tonight, they're streaming Denver's biggest games. Tomorrow, they're locked into the most talked about podcasts on the planet. We put you in all of it. Radio, streaming, TV, audio, one team, clear data, real results. We've been growing businesses like yours for years. Visit DenverSports.com and click the Advertise with Us button. That's DenverSports.com. Let's get to work.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Stream Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth.
Second time we've come back with Rush this morning. I hope you do not embarrass yourself like you did the last time, Mark Schlereth.
No, Rush is a great Canadian band. I'm just saying Loverboy was awesome. April Wine, I forgot about April Wine.
Uh-huh.
April Wine was great as well.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, you tried to say that Loverboy was a greater Canadian band than Rush.
No.
You guys shouted down as you should have.
Asking the question
by our great listeners.
I was just asking the question.
No, you kind of tried to lead the audience.
What's the question?
Tried to sway the jury.
Well, it's not my fault you don't respect and admire Loverboy the way I respect.
No Stoke today as he is making his way back from the East Coast and traveling.
Was Steve Miller Canadian? The Steve Miller Band?
I don't think so. But we hope to have him back tomorrow. But with snow in the forecast,
right?
Who the heck knows? So tune in with us because we'll be just as curious tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
But you know what? It could. If we get snow in the forecast, it could be another 4 or 5 days before Stoke gets in.
Boo, dude. Well done. Yeah. Let's get it done.
We got to give credit to Joseph.
Oh, was that Joseph?
Yeah, that
Good job,
got
Joseph.
my ear.
You're
Good
right,
job, Joseph. Because I had totally forgotten.
I had too. Day number 492 of the Zach By Sensitivity Smear Campaign. The Bo Nix story. How much of it is truth? How much of it is just rampant, unnecessary, irresponsible speculation about his ankle, where it is now, where it's going to be in the future? We figured we'd get our 9 News Bronco insider Mike Kliss on to talk about it, and we asked Mike that question about Bo.
I'm not sure how much he can run. We all saw the posting on page 9. It's hard to believe that it was, he was running last Friday because that would have been less than 2 weeks. That would have been like 10 days after the cleanup surgery. So, when do you run on something like this? You start running about 4 weeks out, something like that. As far as the OTAs, from what I understand, he won't take many, if at all, reps at OTAs. We'll see. I do think he's one of those young Colt type of players where you got to hold him back and see what the Broncos do there. If he starts feeling good, he'd probably want to get out there for a few reps. But I do understand he'll be full go by training camp.
All right, now there's the issue of the ankle and the procedure. Hey, it was a follow-up. It was expected, but then he had the procedure that wasn't. It changed his offseason timetable for getting back on the field. What about it, Mike?
There's concern. There is concern there. As far as, how it happened, the way it was described to me is, nothing happened pain-wise, nothing happened discomfort-wise, which is hard to kind of put your brain around. But he was far enough in his recovery. I don't know what they did in the cleanup. They decided to go ahead and clean up and take care of everything. The first time, the major surgery, they had to fix a broken bone. A bone that broke clean through, from what I understand. And there's residuals that happen often with ankle surgeries, whether it's removing hardware, whether it's shaving down or removing loose bodies or bone spurs or anything like that. These are not uncommon things. And so from what I understand, this was something that rather than have this type of stuff develop and bother them throughout the year with, the little irritant in there, go ahead and take care of it now and have them be clean for the start of training camp.
All right, Mark Schlereth, or I should say Dr. Schlereth, because you basically have earned a doctorate degree with all the surgeries and all the knowledge you've gained dealing with those. What are you hearing there?
Well, what I hear is there was some type of, be it bone spurs or bone chips or scar tissue, or you took out some hardware. Like, all those things are reasonable things to do as a follow-up visit based upon how your ankle is responding to the initial surgery. So if it's bone chips or bone spurs that you took out, the one thing you don't want to do is start pounding on those things because they'll just kind of redevelop. So, I've had bone spurs removed in my elbow. I've had bone chips removed in my elbow multiple times, multiple bone spurs. And when they grind them out or take them out, there's a raw area there, and you've just got to then it just becomes a healing thing. You don't want to irritate it again because the odds are that'll start to. There's a reason it calcifies. It's trying to protect. It's trying to protect an injury. So so there's a reason that stuff happens, and then it impinges your joint. So then your joint doesn't have the same range of motion, and when it hits a certain range of motion, that bone spur will pinch something or hit something, and it hurts.
But if it's quite common and it is something that happens a lot of times, why wasn't that baked into the reporting around Bo and the timetable that was set up?
Because you're hoping it doesn't.
Yeah, but you're hoping it doesn't. But if it's quite common and it's no big deal, if that does happen, then why can't you include that in the initial timetable for his recovery rather than have something like this happen, which, again, you and Kliss and everyone's telling me is quite common, but have people freak out about it?
Because it's not your business. It's Bo Nix's ankle. Bo Nix can be...
That's kind of our ankle.
Well, Bo
I'm not joking. It's kind of our ankle, too.
You talking about Bo?
Yes, I am.
There is...
His ankle is our ankle.
There are HIPAA laws, and it's his privacy, and he can divulge as much as he wants, but nobody else can. So he obviously wants it to be kept. Like, he's like Stokley. Doesn't want his business in the streets. Bo does not want that speculation. He doesn't want us talking about this ankle. He doesn't want a lot of information. I wish I had the information. I'm 100% with you. I wish I knew, they just took the screws out. The hardware came out. And so then it just becomes, becomes legitimate, you're like, oh, we just want to let this thing really mend here the next 4 or 5 weeks, so we're just going to kind of shut him down, just do strengthening exercises, but we're not going to put any pressure on that because we don't want it to refracture, or we don't want it. Or, hey, man, he had a couple of bone spurs, because that makes sense to me. Okay, we just want it to calm down. We can do strengthening exercises, but we just want range of motion and strengthening. We don't want any pounding on it because we don't want those things to reform. Like, it all makes perfect sense to me. I don't know what it is, but one of the 3 things I just said, either bone chips, bone spurs, or taking out hardware, or I'm assuming what they ended up doing with that procedure.
Coming out next, Gabe Landeskog is up for a prestigious NHL award, and nobody knows injuries better than Dr. Schlereth. What impresses Mark the most about Gabe's comeback? That's next.
The Avalanche, the Wild. Round 2. This is where the real battle begins. Score! Every game gets bigger. Every hit gets harder. Every moment matters more. Our guys are in the locker room. Our shows are locked in on every matchup, every adjustment, and every shift in momentum. On your morning commute, on your lunch break, on your drive home. Our shows have you covered from puck drop to final buzzer and everything in between. DenverSports 104.3 The Fan, Denver's playoff headquarters.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here. Hey, Sunday, is Mother's Day, guys. And if you need a special gift, something luxurious yet affordable, I know that restaurants and flowers are always popular, and that's great. But in today's time, man, she needs the gift of rest and relaxation. She needs the gift of Beau Visage. And I'm telling you what, Beau Visage this year, get her a few hours of that peace and rest and relaxation from Beau Visage Skincare and Spa. They specialize in wonderful services like European facials, relaxing massages, all kinds of other great treatments. I've been there myself. I can promise you guys this place is top-notch, top grade. You're going to absolutely love it. Professional. They do a terrific job at competitive prices, and I'm telling you what, she is going to love a few hours away. Let's face it, if it's your wife, she's going to love a few hours away from you. What a reward that is. So anyhow, give them a call at 303-779-5002 or online at bvspa.com. She's going to be thanking you for this. Just a few hours of pampering away from you and the kids. You take control of that and give her the treatment she deserves. 303-779-5002 or online at bvspa.com.
If you miss the filing deadline, the consequences can be huge. After 5 months, you owe a late filing fee of 25% plus interest. Advanced Tax Solutions can help you avoid trouble with the IRS. Call 303-753-6040 or visit advancedtaxsolutions.com.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Mother's Day is Sunday, May 10th.
As a mother myself, I'll tell you, she's not going to remind you. She's way too busy being mom.
Which is why we are. Make your Mother's Day unforgettable with a little something truly special from Williams Jewelers.
Prices start at under $500, and we have thousands of fine jewelry choices from names she knows and loves like Marco Biccigo, Paul Morelli, and Gashwara.
How about a beautiful diamond cross or precious sterling or gold locket for mom?
A Monica Rich Kozan locket with the kids' pictures inside will become a family heirloom she'll cherish for life. We promise.
This Mother's Day, come home to family.
Come home to Denver's first family of fine jewelers, Williams Jewelers of Inglewood.
Where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers.
and make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers of Englewood, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche. In Englewood at Broadway and Bellevue, and right now online at williamsdiamonds.com.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a super fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. But wait, there's more. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be switching to an American wireless company that's committed to keeping 100% of its customer service in this country. I appreciate that. In fact, that's why I switched. I also appreciate the way they support our vets and our skilled workforce. Dial pound 250, say micro, and get unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. That's pound 250 micro. Stop paying twice what you need to pay for the service you want and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
The playoffs are full of surprises, underdogs, overtime thrillers, sudden upsets. But when it comes to your facility's electrical systems, you don't want surprises. For over 40 years, Piper Electric has powered complex commercial and industrial projects, from large-scale distribution to fire alarms and preventative maintenance. Their licensed electricians help reduce downtime, control cost, and keep operations running smoothly. Got a project coming up? Don't leave it to chance. Include Piper Electric in your bid process. Visit piperelectric.com.
If you're feeling exhausted with no sex drive, it may be time to head to Low T Center. Book a free testosterone test at Low T Center and see if you qualify for TRT, customized to you. Choose self-pay or insurance, and even have your treatment shipped to your door. Head to lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com to book your TRT appointment today.
Whatever the forecast, aches and pains can cloud up a perfect day. With just one pill, Aleve provides up to 12 hours of pain relief. So you're ready for sunny skies ahead. Use as directed.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Able Builders, it's Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth.
Happy Cinco de Mayo Day.
Oh, yeah.
May 5th. That is if you have any energy left over after the festivities of May the 4th be with you, Star Wars Day. You may have just left it all out on the table yesterday and you got nothing left for today. I don't know.
I wonder what people were doing on Star Wars Day.
I hope there weren't many of them.
Oh,
I know there were some.
There are some.
They probably showed up to work in their,
May the 4th
be with you. Full outfits.
Those people just look like people
rolled into work in their stormtrooper outfit.
Yeah, just need a good punch to the face. Right? Am I right?
No Brandon Stokley this morning. We hope to have him back today.
Speaking of Stoke, let's just continue.
Oh, you're going to do another voice to text?
Yeah.
We're just tormenting him. This is great because he's trying to make his way back from the East Coast. Mm-hmm. Last check we had, he's in Houston, getting ready to connect here.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
No, I think he's on the plane now.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Hey, Stoke, we just talked to Bianchi from 9 News. Said the snow is quickly approaching. The plows are running at DIA, and they're down to one runway.
Oh, that's going to throw him into a tailspin.
Keep us posted.
He's like, no way. He's going to get these. He's like, no way. They're going to be pulling my leg. But what if they aren't? That's good. That's good. I'll tell you what else is good. It's been something that's been annoying as fans, rightly so, over the last week with these NHL awards that are coming out and Avs being shunned and ignored. Nathan McKinnon, not a finalist for the Ted Lindsay Award, which is voted on by his peers. He wasn't one of the 3 finalists. That sucks. Then you had the Vezina Trophy, 3 finalists. Scott Wedgwood, not one of the 3.
Which
annoying.
That one made sense though because he split time.
Okay,
That one makes sense, even though he had unbelievable stats.
All right. Of all the snubs, that one I guess you can somewhat justify.
The guys that were nominated for the Vezina had 10 to 13 games more than he
but
did,
one
which
of them,
is not a
but
huge
one of them
number.
played for a team that missed the playoffs entirely, and one played for a team that barely got into the playoffs.
Was one of them McDavid?
No. McDavid, although you would think that McDavid would be up for every award.
Right.
Best
McDavid,
goalie.
yes.
Best defenseman. Best coach.
Yeah. I heard.
He's McJesus.
Right. He is. I heard he won the series MVP for the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
McDavid did.
Yeah. But you know, at the end of the day, you know what he is right now?
Loser.
He's an Oiler.
Yeah.
McDavid's son.
We'll just leave it at that. But here's an award, and it's a prestigious award, especially when you start to learn the history of the person it's named after. So Gabe Landeskog is a finalist, one of three, and it should be unanimous.
Yes.
He wins the Masterton Award, which is given out as a testament to the player who best exemplifies. You tried to just pawn it off as, oh, Gabe's up for the Comeback Player of the Year award. Please.
Right.
This is the NHL. They're far more bougie. They're far more aristocratic in the way that they describe their awards. The Masterton Award best exemplifies the qualities of perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to ice hockey. That's how they even call it, ice hockey.
Ice hockey.
Ice hockey. So, but the Masterton story, in case you're unaware of it, it's an incredibly sad story, a tragic story. He's recognized as the only player in NHL history to die as a direct result of an on-ice injury. He died 2 days after taking a hit in a game, which accelerated the adoption of helmets in hockey, because at that time, helmets just weren't used. And then you even had, when helmets were put in, players who were grandfathered in were able to continue to play without a helmet. And there were several that played without a helmet.
When did this happen?
1968.
That is tragic.
It is. You wanted to make a joke, but now you can't.
I was going to make a joke about, but now
you can't.
Yeah.
It would be
inappropriate?
Inappropriate.
That happened in 60s.
Yeah.
What's the statute of limitations on joking about tragedies in the 60s?
Dude, you know what? I'm going to save you from yourself right now. I'm going to save you from yourself, all right?
Good.
I'm not going to.
Good.
I'm going to save you because if I let you go.
It's a tragic.
It's a trap.
It's
a trap.
It's a tragic story. It's a tale as old as time, Mike. A tale as old as time.
Let's just leave it at that, shall we? And let's have Jared Bednar talk about Gabe Landeskog, who is up for this prestigious award.
So well deserved. I think he's going to win it. I think he should win it. You know, last year probably just getting back for a couple games in the playoffs and being out is probably why he wasn't one of the guys. But now it's a full year later, and if you it's well documented what he went through, how long of a road it was to get back.
More from Bedsy.
There's not many guys in the history of the NHL that have been able to kind of go through something like that for that length of time and that much of a rigorous rehab and wears on you mentally, physically, and to be able to come through the other side and still be, the player that he is and the way we're talking about him and how he's helping all of our lines and be the leader he is. It's not easy.
Mark, you being, of course, an expert on all things sports injuries, what stands out to you most about Gabe's comeback?
I just think, we always talk about the physical kind of wear and tear and the fact that he has come back and he's been able to answer the bell every night and skate pretty much every night. Like, that's huge. But the biggest thing is to overcome mentally the setbacks, the time away from the ice, the time away from your teammates. Like, to go through that for Gabe and not to just go at some point like, it's not worth it anymore. I'm tired. I'm beat up. I'm just going to go back to Sweden and speak Swedish.
Fluently.
Gabriel Landeskog.
But in all seriousness, like it's exhausting. Physical exhaustion is one thing, Mike. And you can overcome physical exhaustion with rest and, and all that kind of stuff. Mental exhaustion, the mental part of it is so tough. And the fact that you spent all that time away from your teammates, you are around, but you're never really around when you're in the rehab phase. You're not really a part of it. And that's the heart for me. Even if it was a week that I was going to miss a week of playing, man, I felt like a pariah, like I didn't belong, like I was on the outside looking in, kind of like, hey, guys. I'm sure it was, like, I'll give you something you can relate to. Like, in the neighborhood when you were a kid, and there was a birthday party that you didn't get invited to, right? And you're outside just looking in the window at all the other kids eating cake, and you're like, it's me, Mike, from next door. I like cake. And they're like,
I got invited to the parties.
Mike?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Are you sure? That's a good point. You're kind of welling up a little bit right now. You're like,
it's kind of hitting.
Hitting a nerve.
Hitting a little close to home.
Yeah, but there is that mental anguish, that not feeling a part of it.
Especially when you have like a setback, right? Because setbacks, there are going to be some days where you like have a great day or two, and then you have a bad day in the comeback, right? And you're like,
it's like Daniel Powder. I had a bad day.
Careful.
Yeah.
Again, I want you to be
one
careful.
Of the worst. It's one of my all-time worst. I didn't know what the lyric was, and my wife looked at me like, "What are you saying?"
We've all done it, right? You got.
You had a bad day. I was singing at the top of my lungs too, and my wife was just like, "What are you talking about?"
Another thing that I'm going to protect you from yourself. Okay, don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it. But I highly recommend, and maybe you've seen it, go back and see it again, especially with the idea that he's up for this award. But go back and watch the documentary that he put together. Really well done.
Where you were prominent. You had a prominent role.
I did get a role in it.
Unlike me in the Elway.
Right. That ended up
series.
on the cutting room floor. I made it in.
2 hours of. I'm sure that's what I was doing in the 2-hour interview about Elway.
Yeah.
It had to be for that.
It had to be for that.
And they just left me out. Nothing.
I didn't even interview for it, but I got into it. And seriously, it's really good, and it does capture how many times you got to think that just mentally he was like, is this worth it? Am I going to be able to do this? Every time I seem to get one step forward, I take 2 steps back. And the biggest takeaway I took for any athlete dealing with injury is the physical part, the rehab, the working out. I mean, at least you're doing something. But all that downtime when your head is allowed to get in between in the way, and you start thinking, and the anxiety and the wonder and the doubt, and
especially once you've had a good day, and you're like, man, this is great. I'm finally getting over the hump. And the next day you wake up and you're like, I'm right back. I'm 3 steps behind where I was a week ago.
Yeah,
that's frustrating.
That is frustrating. Coming up next, I'm going to tell you why the Rockies' 14-22 record is actually very deceiving. That's next.
Why? Colorado takes Game 1 with authority. The Avalanche put up 9 goals and outpaced the Wild 9-6, setting the tone early in the series. Colorado's offense stayed aggressive all night, answering every Minnesota push and controlling the pace when it mattered. It's one game, but it's an important start. The Avalanche grabbed the opener and head into Game 2 with a lead in hand. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, Denver's playoff headquarters.
Hey, Brandon Stokley here. Spring is all about fresh starts, new projects, new routines, new energy. And if you've been putting off getting your financial life in order, this is the perfect time to start fresh with my friends at Cajun Wealth. When I met with them, I got straight talk and real guidance. They helped me understand my retirement, tax, and estate planning in a way that finally clicked. I walked out feeling so much better, like I checked off something big that has been hanging over my head. That's why I'm a client now. Cajun Wealth gave me confidence and clarity. Make this spring your fresh start. You can visit them. They have offices located in Broomfield, Greenwood Village, or Loveland, or you can give them a call at 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100, or you can find them online at TrajanWealth.com. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter. Dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, and additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
I'm Corey Rose, anchor at 9 News and proud mama who enjoys taking my kids mountain biking at Winter Park. I love preparing you for the day ahead with the latest headlines. Whether it's tackling safety in our kids' schools or covering breaking news, from Aurora to Lakewood and everywhere in between, we've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to Colorado's #1 streaming newscast. Make the move to 9 News Mornings, live starting at 4:30 anywhere you watch.
Progressive knows you want to get away, but not like too away. You crave the unknown, but also charcuterie boards with 4 types of cheese. And that's exactly why you bought an RV and bundled it with Progressive, because 24/7 protection is one luxury you'll never have to give up. So go ahead, explore the wilderness, all from the comfort of your zero-gravity camp chair. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For over a decade, Bluebird Windows and Doors of Denver's been servicing the Front Range with products built to withstand Colorado's unpredictable weather. Bluebird's Sunrise Collection windows are built to last a lifetime and are backed by strong warranties. Right now, buy 3, get 1 free through May. Mention you heard about Bluebird from me, Mike Evans. You'll save an additional 5%. Enjoy the outdoors through energy-efficient Bluebird windows. Visit gobluebirdco.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth.
Cause you had a bad day, it's everyone down. You had a bad day.
That's where. How did you ever come up with that line instead of the real line?
I don't know. It's
The
just
camera
what
don't lie. How did you? I'm not even going to say what you always have thought it was, which.
Yeah, I don't know.
People's imagination.
I was just
take
like,
them wherever they want to go.
That doesn't make sense.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I don't know why you would go with that one.
I know. Yeah. So, yeah, that. You may think that what I'm about to say is just me really, really grasping at straws here, but I found this encouraging. As somebody who desperately wants Rockies baseball to matter again in this town, to be able to talk about it every day, to be able to follow a team that's a contender, I just think that Rockies baseball is a sleeping giant in this town and could be a powder keg that's just waiting to be lit. But you got to give us reason to. And even though they're sitting here with a 14-22 record, can you take this as a sign of things are changing for the better? ESPN put out their early season baseball grades, and what do you know? They had good things to say about the Rockies. They gave the Rockies a solid B. Now, there are plenty of teams that got C's, D's, and F's, but the Rockies got a B. Now, this was put out when they were 14-20 the other day on Saturday. Unfortunately, they've lost a couple games. They're 14-22, but I don't think this really changes the narrative. They say for most teams, a 14-20 record at early May isn't a reason to be boastful. For the Rockies, it's a million miles from what happened last year. It has been a much more competent brand of baseball. Last year, they went 7-44 in blowout games, those decided by 5 or more runs. But so far this year, they've gone 4-7. The pitching ranks 19th in ERA after ranking dead last in each of the last 4 seasons. And I find this to be a big step forward because, following baseball and trying to keep current with what's going on around the big leagues, even while we've had such lousy baseball here, whenever the Rockies come up, stink nationally, it has always been, what a clown show.
Yes.
What are they doing there?
Yeah.
This is a franchise that is 20 years behind the rest of the industry. I mean, it's always been, if not outright negative, it's just been mocking in its tone towards the Rockies. So the fact that there is a feeling of legitimacy here, I know it's baby steps, but I'll take it.
I think there was, I know, having been around, sports, been involved with ESPN for 16 seasons or 16 years, and having connections with all the baseball people, the Buster Olneys of the world and all the different people, the Buck Showalters of the world and all the different people that I've had, John Kruk and all the different guys that I've known over the years in baseball. And I'm not saying that any of these guys, I'm not throwing any of these guys under the bus, but the prevailing thought process from other GMs and other people I've talked to was clown show. Like, don't know what they're doing in the draft. When it comes to free agency, the way they're building their team, blah, 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 blah. It just has always been, just not run very well. And listen, man, they had a role here where they had some homegrown players that really developed in the, the Trevor, the Stories and the Tulowitzkis and the, LeMahieu's and all the different guys that they had they built this really good team. And you're right, it was a sleeping giant. I remember going back down to Coors Field for opening day and then going down, when my son was playing either for the Diamondbacks or the Tigers and going down to the stadium and being a part of that and just the way downtown was like in a frenzy over Rockies baseball. And it was one of the coolest for me. It was just so cool. And it was so awesome to follow. And to your point, man, the Rockies are a sleeping giant, and they just, from all intents and purposes, they just mismanaged the organization because they never went outside the organization to bring in fresh ideas and say, hey, man, this is the way it's got to be done. It was like, hey, we got one guy. We got rid of one guy. Hey, man, we're serious about getting better. We got rid of this guy, but we just promoted his assistant that's done it the same way that we've done it for the last 20 seasons. And so it's cool to see some fresh blood. And by the way, the Rockies all of a sudden, they're pitching better. You talked about being 19th overall as opposed to the worst ERA in baseball. You see some young development of players, some guys that you look at and you say, hey, man, that guy could possibly be really special. The Dolander kid looks like he's going to be special. It's kind of cool to see.
Yeah, and I think you're 100% on it when you bring up the fact that they finally went outside the busted model and that they were willing to bring in a new voice, a new head of baseball in DePodesta, Josh Burns, a guy who was here for a while, but
drafted my son.
Drafted your son. So
you must know something.
He knows a lot.
Right.
He's an expert in baseball. But I don't know if the Rockies get this kind of grade and this kind of write-up if it's still being run by the O'Dowd, Breitich, Bud Black model, right? I don't think that you would have got – I think that they're getting maybe a new look. People are looking at them through a new lens now because they have finally brought in some outside people and people with track records.
And
so
I can tell you just from Josh Burns' standpoint, obviously Arizona, he was with Los Angeles for a long time. Very much like what we've seen with the Broncos. It's not about it's about the right guys, not just about the talented guys. It's about the right guys. And I've had a few conversations with Josh about back in the day about the right guys and the type of guys you want on your roster, especially when you're building a program. Mm-hmm. And listen, man, if Tampa Bay, if a team like that can continue to develop talent, and find talent, and have competitive baseball teams.
Oakland's done it for a lot of years as well.
If they can do it, there's no reason you can't do it here in Colorado.
I agree. And I know that there are some of you listening to this conversation, you're like, really? You guys are trying too hard here to pump up the Rockets. I'm telling you. You just don't know what it would be like around here if consistently year in, year out you had a perennial contender in the Rockies that you knew, hey, this team's going to win 88, 90 plus games and they are going to be in the mix every summer. I'm telling you, you watch. Just watch.
Me and Mrs. S used to sit down every night, flip on the Rockies game, and follow it back when they were good. And it just got to the point where you've forgotten.
Yeah.
Like I almost forget that the Rockies are playing.
Yep. That's fair. And they brought that on themselves.
Yeah.
And
you lose 120 games.
Yeah.
And people just start going, like people like me just going,
yeah,
well, I can find something.
Don't expect the benefit of the doubt. You're going to have to go out and earn it back.
Right.
And I think they're doing that. Baby steps. They're 14-22. Okay. Let's not throw a parade for them. But those of us who are hopeful, at least we're seeing some
Here's
signs.
the difference. I check on them now.
Yeah.
For years, I wasn't checking. For the last couple of years, I haven't checked on them. I'm checking in right now.
We've had a really good, with a lot of response and no real clear-cut answer as to who the next Bronco is that deserves a long-term deal. We'll give you the candidates and see where the debate lies. That's next.
The Avalanche, the Wild. Round 2. This is where the real battle begins. Score! Every game gets bigger. Every hit gets harder. Every moment matters more. Our guys are in the locker room. Our shows are locked in on every matchup, every adjustment, and every shift in momentum. On your morning commute, on your lunch break, on your drive home. Our shows have you covered from puck drop to final buzzer and everything in between. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, Denver's playoff headquarters.
Hey, if you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, all kinds of emotions can go along with it. You got frustration, confusion, loneliness. It's not fair. But the good news is it isn't something you have to just live with and accept. Not with an alternative and a possible solution in Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. They have been successfully treating thousands of men here in Colorado over the last decade. They use advanced medical science to empower male performance with therapies that go far beyond the pills and herbals you may be trying now. I've gotten to know Jeff and his all-star team at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. They have the science of ED down pat. But what I like most is how comfortable they make you. They know this is a big step. There's nerves, anxiety, maybe some embarrassment. They go to great lengths to be as welcoming as possible to put you at ease. don't live with ED anymore. For just $99, you will meet with a Colorado licensed medical provider, take a TN-PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose does not work, your entire office visit is free. Got 5 locations around Denver to better serve you, including Fort Collins, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. Call today, 720-440-7900, and at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
While medicine's greatest advancements look like the latest sci-fi, one of our most powerful tools is far more simple, more human. It's a calling to connect with purpose by treating people, not just patients. With innovations that amplify healing and lead to more personalized care, guided by the belief we all hold the power to heal. At Common Spirit Health, clinical excellence lives here. Human kindness lives here. Learn more at mountain.commonspirit.org.
Ready to be a driving force for your community? The Cherry Creek School District is seeking great people who care about kids to join its dedicated team of bus drivers. No CDL? No problem. Take advantage of paid training with benefits in a supportive and fun work environment. Starting pay at $24.39 an hour with excellent benefits. Feel good about what you do by helping provide safe, reliable transportation for Colorado kids. Apply now at cherrycreekschools.org.
This is the sound of Claire, cooking dinner at home. And that's the sound of a fraud alert from Wells Fargo, flagging a charge for a pricey restaurant in Paris. Considering Claire isn't in Paris right now, that seemed odd to the bank and to Claire. 2 taps later, Claire says nope to the charge, and Wells Fargo is on the case. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later on your timeline. No showings, no double moves. Plus, Orchard handles all home repairs for you, attracting buyers. Buy before you sell and get top dollar with Orchard. Visit Orchard.com for your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Trade Gen Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth.
You know who this is? No, but I'm willing to learn.
Me neither.
No, okay, I thought you knew.
No, I have no idea. Who is it?
Who is it?
Daddy Yankee.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
As the rain comes, man, I'll tell you, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah?
There have been at least 3 or 4 breaks during this show where all I've done
is stare out the window.
Is just walk up to the window and look outside and go, this is so good.
This right now is like a summer day in Anchorage where I grew up. This is like, oh my gosh.
I got to explore Alaska sometime. I got to go there.
I could work all day out in this. Just
corduroying all day long.
So, it's time to go train, run a couple of miles. Like you just feel like you run forever, back in the day. I remember, like I trained. We were in Spokane for a funeral a week ago, my wife and I, and I was telling her like we're at the car rental place. And I was like, right here, this car rental place used to have the airport. This is an extension. But I stood right out here while my dad was getting a rental car. This was the outside, and they had one of them in Spokane. They had one of them clocks, that rotating clock that had the time and the temperature. And I'm standing outside waiting for my dad to pull up when he's dropping me off my first time at Idaho. And I've been training in this type of weather. It was like 55 and rainy every day, It's like you can go all lifting wise and eating wise. You just feel great. And I'm standing out there on the concrete in Spokane, Washington. First time I've ever been to, not the first time, but the first time I was there to go to training camp. And I remember looking at that clock, and the temperature was 94 degrees, and I'd never felt anything like it. I was like, I'm going to die. Like, I literally was like, I've never been in this kind of heat. It's just never, ever in my entire life had I felt that kind of, even trips to Hawaii, it's 78 and breezy. It was 94 and just stale.
Yeah.
And I'm
still.
like, I'm literally going to die.
So what was now, and we're going to get to, I promise, a little story time with Stink here, but then we're going to get to Broncos and free agency, impending free agency. What was Poolside's message to you when he dropped you off at college for the first time? I can only imagine.
Yeah, no, I mean.
Don't bother coming home.
No.
You don't have a home anymore.
Right.
You better not fail.
Yeah, you're a man now. You're on your own. I'm out of here. No. No, it was.
I bet Herb was great.
I remember walking in. Did you remember walking into the dorm the first time?
Oh, yeah.
You ever walked in the dorm like, this can't be for two people. That's
Right?
my thought. Like, you two people can't fit in here. Of course, we did somehow.
We
Then it felt like, you had all the room in the world once you got used to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We had a good conversation about this earlier, and I was kind of surprised at how varied the responses were and how passionate people were in making their case for their guy. So here's the backdrop. The Broncos have $19 million available under the cap right now, which is plenty to sign another player to a long-term deal, and they've certainly shown a willingness to give out deals to their own over the last couple of years. So these four guys are impending unrestricted free agents after this upcoming season. And the question is, who would you prioritize to sign to a long-term deal? Your choices range from Marvin Mims, Jaquan McMillan, Brandon Jones, and Riley Moss. I would say the clear leader in the clubhouse as to who was the most requested to be signed was Riley Moss. And then it was very close, really flip a coin, which kind of surprised me, between Marvin Mims and Jaquan McMillan.
Mm-hmm.
Not much love for Brandon Jones, who actually I would say Brandon Jones, considering that he's been, a 2-year starter here now on one of the best defenses in football, might be the most underrated Bronco on the whole roster.
It's a great call. You never talk
about Brandon Jones.
How much time did he miss last year? He missed the last part of the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Brandon Jones is like most people don't even know who the other opposite of Hufanga. Nobody knows who plays safety on the other side. So you're 100% right on that. It is interesting because I think he's a damn good player. But you see McMillan, Jaquan, and the season that he had, and then the all-pro nature and the Pro Bowl nature of Marvin Mims, and the deep kind of take the top off of coverage speed that he has, and the gadget stuff that he does. And you see that value there for him. So it makes sense, but you're right. Jones is a damn good player that nobody really recognizes.
So who would you prioritize?
Well, I told you earlier in the program, the White Shadow would be my number one. He's a starter, opposite. He's going to wear the hat most of the time because he's opposite of PS2. But that dude is he's not a good player. He's a really good player, and you got to have depth at the cornerback position. We learned that a couple of years ago when what was the guy's name? Levi Wallace went out there against Cleveland. Lord,
who was the guy before that? Was it Fabian Moreau?
Oh, Fabian Moreau.
Remember him?
Oh my gosh,
poor guy.
Yeah,
just getting abused.
You know what's crazy about that position? Like, you don't necessarily recognize the position. It's kind of like playing offensive tackle in the league. You don't really recognize anybody playing offensive tackle or cornerback until they're playing it really poorly. And when they start playing it really poorly, it becomes overwhelmingly obvious. Like, oh my gosh, you got to get that guy out. He's a turnstile, right? But when you're playing it well, nobody pays any attention to it.
See, I was a little surprised you said Riley Moss because you have been very vocal, and certainly in passing along what coaches have told you over the years about the value, the importance, the uniqueness of having that slot corner.
Yeah.
And Jaquan McMillan, as one of our texters said, Moss over Jaquan, no freaking way. Jaquan won the Buffalo game. which is a great point. For many of us, the lasting image is him in zero coverage and just all alone in the middle of the field against Brandon Cooks
Right.
and making the play that saved the game.
He did get beat. He did get beat on that.
That was Joseph, Zach. That wasn't me. I don't want you to pound my ass.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did get beat on that play, but
I want to pound his ass.
like you said, it was a phenomenal play. Now let me ask you this. Let me ask you, if you put Jaquan McMillan on the outside in Riley Moss's spot where he gets picked on 24/7, what do you think it would have looked like? I think one thing about the nickel position, you could sit there. You can't boil down a season to that one play. Now, he made plays all over the place. I mean, he made all kinds of plays. But they drafted Barron to take his place.
Correct.
And to his and that was the full expectation over there at Dove Valley was this guy, even a week or two into camp, he's going to take over. And to McMillan's credit, man, he just battled his ass off and had the season that he had. And it was an incredible season. But that was the plan through training camp, through a large portion of training camp, that this kid is going to come in and take that job. The thing about that nickel position, though, is difficult as it is, and they all talk about, hey, the first place we look at as an offensive coordinator is that player. How do we attack that player either in the run game, force him to be a willing participant, or in the pass game, right? We want to know if that guy can play. And there's that little window, from tackle to, like, from the tackle position to, like, the top of the numbers, 8 yards deep, that little window. You'd be surprised, and I don't know what the number is, but you'd be surprised how many balls end up right there, like in that area. And so that's a place where you attack, and then it becomes like if they've got a great nickel guy like we had here forever in Chris Harris Jr., then it becomes one of those things where we have to go elsewhere. But for whatever reason, this league does not value those guys from a pay standpoint. It's the toughest. The guys will tell you, coordinators will tell you, I think it's the toughest position you play on the defensive side of the ball, but we just don't. Those are not the guys that get paid. The outside corners get paid.
But who cares about that then? If you're just telling me it's the most difficult place to play on the defensive side of the ball, and you got a guy in McMillan that is one of the best,
right?
At least last year was. Shouldn't that become a priority?
Okay, so
especially if you don't have to pay him as much as you would have to pay Riley Moss.
Name me the top 4 or 5.
I don't know.
Right, nobody does.
Right.
But you can name the top 5 outside corners. You can name Sauce Gardner. You can name PS2. You can name.
Is that us being guilty of bringing a fantasy football mentality to the defensive side of the ball?
Well, here's the issue. On the outside, what do you got? Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase.
Right.
You've got. So they look at it like in the slot. Who we covering in the slot?
You're right. Wes Welker.
Stokley!
Oh yeah, that guy too.
Right. We're not
Welker and some other guy.
Yeah. So we're the slot receivers aren't the slot receivers aren't making the money the outside guys are making. So it's just the nature of the position.
Coming up next, why I am casting a bit of a dubious eye at the latest Christian Brown report. And Avs Wild, Game 2, prediction time. Yes, predictions. Next.
Colorado takes Game 1 with authority. The Avalanche put up 9 goals and outpaced the Wild 9-6, setting the tone early in the series. Colorado's offense stayed aggressive all night, answering every Minnesota push and controlling the pace when it mattered. It's one game, but it's an important start. The Avalanche grabbed the opener and headed to Game 2 with a lead in hand. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, Denver's playoff headquarters.
Hey guys, let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain, worried about needing surgery, taking all those habit-forming medications. Well, my guys at Spine One, specialize in treatments that offer alternatives to major surgery and long-term medication. Here is the best news. You can do what I did and start your journey toward pain-free today. That's right, same-day appointments. They'll see you today. You can start that journey. Just give them a call, 303-367-2225, 303-367-BACK. Spine One is a complete medical center for spine care with exams, MRIs, physical therapy, treatment options, all in one facility. And they're going to educate you on what's going on, why you're in pain, and then give you treatment options to calm that pain down, get you back to feeling your best so that you can live an active lifestyle. Guys, hey, I had checked out of life in many different scenarios. Like I quit playing golf, quit going to the gym, I couldn't sleep through the night. A couple short visits a few years ago to my guys at Spine One. I was back on the gym, or back in the gym, back on the golf course, and back sleeping through the night. And I owe it all to my guys at Spine One. Don't live that way any longer, guys. If you're suffering with pain, go see my guys. Call them. Start your journey today. Get yourself out of pain and check back into life. 303-367-2225, 303-367-BACK, or online at spine1.com.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need to get the job done. With fast delivery you can depend on and access to technical product experts ready to help you meet any challenge. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With Smart Business Buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
This is Carla Hall for Eggland's Best. Eggs are a staple in our diets, and there's only one egg with more delicious, farm-fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties. We've got classic, cage-free, organic, free-range, and pasture-raised. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
You have personal and private wishes. You've revealed that, quite simply, you want peace in your life. My name is Glenn Jameron. I'm president of Alpine Bank, member FDIC. A very wise old man told us how to bring peace into your life. First, fill yourself with caring, for yourself, for others. Second, do no harm, to yourself, to others. And third, tame your mind, which means stop speculating about what might happen someday. The peace you seek comes from living in the present. It starts in your own home, your own life. You're committed to peace. I realize that Alpine Bank visits with you on a very personal level. I realize that can feel somewhat startling, but it's what friends do. It's a commitment. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
Get your epic party started at Staples. Now you can grab Party City balloons, decorations, and tableware, plus matching custom invites, banners, and more right at your local Staples. That was easy.
Stream Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents Stokley and Evans with Mark Schlereth.
On this rainy but still reason to celebrate, happy Cinco de Mayo Day. And by the way, I got to give a shout out to our guy Joseph Goodwin here, who's been doing a great job while AI Ty's been taking a bucket list vacation, family vacation out to, last month and a half, he's been all over the place.
I would be Thailand,
if I had to
leave and go
Japan,
on vacation for that long.
He's been looking forward to it. He was looking forward to it.
I know he was, but I'm not wired that way. But Joseph's
been awesome filling in. And our guy Johnny Simmer, our executive producer, had some car issues this morning, so he wasn't able to make it in. And Joseph has done a great job just immediately picking up the slack. But normally he's got another job. He's a grinder.
Right.
And what's your other job? You're a
I
driver?
deliver packages for Amazon.
Okay. And so normally on a day like today, he would be leaving around 8:45 to go to that other job. But he couldn't do it today because he had to be here. And we want to give a shout-out to his boss, Vincent.
My boy Vincent Provenzano.
Vincent Provenzano.
Provenzano. Sorry.
Provenzano. Fengitzalangatzalangu.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right.
That's exactly how you say it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we want to give Joseph's boss a shout-out for being understanding. That,
Thank you, Vincent.
Sorry, Vincent. We need your guy.
Well, I took a picture.
If he's not here, we're screwed.
I took a picture of the board just in case he couldn't get here today and sent it to Johnny and said, "Where's the on button? I'll get us." Like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I was ready.
Yeah, right.
Just flick on the on button in here. Apparently, it's more than that.
It is more than that.
It's a little bit more than that.
What they
Mark.
do is very impressive back there. I've been doing this a long time. I have no idea.
You could not. I could not get us on the air.
Nope.
I couldn't either.
No chance. No chance.
Half the time I can't remember to shut off my mic button.
No chance. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Be careful of that. Listen, I want to give Christian Brown the benefit of the doubt. Okay, and I want to believe that this guy is a lot better than the player we saw during that Minnesota series, and I want to believe that this 5-year, $125 million contract that he's about to embark upon next year is a deal that's going to age well for the Nuggets. But that said, I'm more than skeptical, and I'm kind of disappointed because it feels like you're trying to make excuses and you're trying to come up with a reason, an excuse for how you played that Minnesota series. So according to Bennett Durando of the Denver Post covering the Nuggets, says Christian Brown hurt his left calf early in the Nuggets-Wolves series per sources. Between that and his ankle, he struggled to get off the ground in the playoffs. Stink, I just looked at the highlight. Game 5. Nuggets are rolling. Here comes Christian Brown just busting it down the floor. Gets a nice pass. Goes up. Explosive. Dunk. Hang on the rim and point to one of the Minnesota players. Then comes down.
Defenders.
Then comes down. Pointing again and takes off down the court the other way. That did not look like a guy who was severely hampered by calf and ankle injuries at that point. So I can't help but feel like
it's like the Michael Porter Jr. stuff from yesterday when he's on the podcast talking about, I had to get my shoulder shot up for every game. I couldn't lift my arm, and I felt like the scapegoat. They blamed me and traded me for Cam Johnson, and man. Here's the deal. If you get on the court and you're going to play, the rule is you got to play well. And even if you're hampered, then you got to figure out other ways to affect the game. That's the rule. And so there's that aspect of it, Mike. And then there's the aspect of it of if you're the Nuggets, and we've complained for years now, we don't have a deep enough bench. And now all of a sudden you do have a deep enough bench, and you were being praised as an organization for having that bench, be able to come in and win games when Nikola Jokic was out and all those things, and you don't use your bench? You let guys rot on your bench when guys are hurt and guys are injured? Well, then that goes down to, from an organizational standpoint, that goes down to your coaching and your decision-making as a coach. And there were many times where we looked at David Adelman and said, man, he looks like he's in the deep end. Like he's way over his skis during the course of this series. We talked about that. We talked about how Finch was just, playing the refs and playing the media like a fiddle, whereas, David Adelman was afraid to address the comments by Jade McDaniels and the comments by Finch, and the whole thing was a debacle. And then why so many soft tissue injuries with the Nuggets? How are we not being able to respond? And obviously the Timberwolves responded. They were fine. They overcame all their, and they were more injured than we were. So I'm with you. I just, like you said, I love the word dubious because it reminds me of
highly.
highly dubious. Who was
Voice
it?
guy.
Millhouse?
Very high.
I think that's Millhouse, right?
Yeah, highly dubious from
Howdy-ho.
which reminds me of Tommy Nalen.
How does it remind you of Tommy Nalen?
Tommy Nalen loved
Simpsons?
Homer Simpson, The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And so when we were at training camp, I'd never watched The Simpsons. I was raising kids and watching Barney, and Tommy loved it. So Tommy would always invite me after dinner before we started our meetings in training camp up in Greeley to watch The Simpsons. And I'll never forget going up to his room and watching The Simpsons. Like the first time I watched it, and I laughed out loud on something that was really funny. And I looked over at Tommy, and he was like a proud father.
Yeah, right.
He was like, he was so excited. See, I told you it was funny. I told you. Yeah. You just had to come give it a chance. You just had to give it a chance. So anyhow.
Prediction time.
Okay.
Avs, Wild, Game 2. I'll start. I think you're going to see history repeat itself. The Avs scored 9 goals the other night.
Mm-hmm.
It was a franchise playoff record. Beat the old franchise playoff record of 8 goals in a win over Edmonton in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, the year they won the Cup. They won that game 8-6. That turned out to be a one-off because the next game, the Avalanche, no doubt, said the same things, had the same kind of meetings, looked at the same kind of film, and said, hey, we got to tighten some things up. And guess what they did in Game 2 at home? They went out and won 4-0. They shut down the Oilers. They gave up only 24 shots. And behind Pavel Francouz between the pipes, they got a 4-0 win. I suspect you're going to see a similar type, different game, but same result.
I agree with you. I got the Avs winning this game tonight 5-1.
5-1.
Either 4-1, 5-1. Yeah.
Well,
but
I think Minnesota,
I went 5-1.
I think Minnesota's going to have the same approach. They're going to realize, ooh, we tried that. We went out, we skated, and we had a lot of success. But they were better at it than we are. They have more talent. They have more depth than we do. We can't play that way totally in Game 2. I think they'll dial it back as well. I think I like the Avs throwing an empty net goal at the end. Give me 4-1.
Yeah. That was my initial thought, but
4-1.
I figured you were going to go there because it was just too easy.
3-1.
To go 4-1.
3-1.
So I decided to go 5-1.
All right.
And you know,
2 empty net goals.
And drop.
How about that? You know, because now these days you sometimes see
you pull
2 empty net goals instead of just 1.
Pull your goalie at like 5-minute mark or whatever.
So how about that? How about we both have the Avs at one point up 3-1. I got them 1 empty net goal. You got them 2.
All right. I'll take that.
5-1, 4-1. Okay.
Gabriel Landeskog.
Well, maybe he gets one too. All right. That'll do it for us. We are done. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Great show. Great involvement from the RamosLaw.com text line and the Denver Sports YouTube channel. We appreciate that.
Hope Stokley gets in.
I love you guys so much.
Hold your breath. We'll find out if he's with us tomorrow morning at 6. In the meantime, Dover and Cecil coming up next.
You're 100% right, Evans.
The Avalanche, the Wild. Round 2. This is where the real battle begins. Score! Every game gets bigger. Every hit gets harder. Every moment matters more. Our guys are in the locker room. Our shows are locked in on every matchup, every adjustment, and every shift in momentum. On your morning commute, on your lunch break, on your drive home. Our shows have you covered from puck drop to final buzzer and everything in between. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver's playoff headquarters.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. And if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more. Getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
I'm Drew Carney, anchor with 9 News. I love the Denver sports scene and living just 20 minutes from Red Rocks. I'm here to get you ready for the day ahead with the latest headlines. Covering breaking news that affects you and your family. Getting you the information you need right when you need it. Across the Denver Metro, we've got you covered. Because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to